challenger has an opportunity to do something no one in AEW has done.
Finish him off! He's calling for it! This is it! This is it! Your career's on the line here! Do it! Do it! This place will erupt when he picks him up! He's got him up! Oh, hell yeah! 1, 2, 3! Thank you! Thank you! We've got a new heavyweight champion! Climb the ladder, kid! Make yourself famous! I just had an out-of-body experience! What did we just see? What did we just see? He got him in a power slam! He got him in a power slam! He got it! Simmons got it! Simmons has won the match! Simmons is a champion!
I've always maintained that reality is for people who can't face drugs.
Shit is about to get real.
You get to see your knee. Knee. Shit.
Look at the stare of the champion against the challenger.
What?
And now, Straight Talk Society presents Wrestling with Reality.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport. The biggest match in pro wrestling history.
The two biggest superstars in our sport in the biggest event the sport has ever seen. The biggest match in the history of our sport.
Trying to run a little scalded dog here. Enough is enough. That's enough. No! Oh, God, that's enough! Stop it! Man, listen. It's tougher than a $2 steak. Who is your daddy? Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Slam! Slam! Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Lucifer's lips are the biggest ass in the WWE! Somebody's knock this! Somebody's knock him down, man! Enough's enough!
What?
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
It's got it real! Woo!
WWE Dynamite.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time. Let's rock.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
So to escape from reality?
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
I am reality.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Oh, it's live, pal.
Let the slaughter begin!
It is now time for
Wrestling!
With reality.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Junior, look at this.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Number one, to be the man, baby! You have to beat the man! Heavyweight champion of the world. The time is now. Reality has become the present, and the final lesson of the pain game has begun. Have you ever heard a joke like that in your life? You are gonna wrestle my ass for the world title. You will have to kill me to keep me from killing you. The 90s have been referred to as the reckoning with truth. In the 80s, everything was clouded. Nobody ever told the truth. In the 90s, the way to go is flat out. Tell no lies. That's the way we're gonna do it. When you hear something from our lips, truth it may be, and as much as it may hurt, you can count on it being exactly the way that it is.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
Oh Lord, I hope everybody didn't hear me coughing. What is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Wrestling with Reality. And in the words of the great Booker T, all you wrestling shows on YouTube, we are coming for you in words. I'm not alone, though, joined by the political prophet amongst men, and he has it on his thing now. Good. MD in the building. What's up, MD?
Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? What's happening? Another great show for tonight.
Yeah, we gotta unfortunately we gotta talk about a couple of deaths, but we'll say that to the end just because I know one of them Venkat is gonna completely go off the hinges about. So I'll save that for the end, and Venkat will be on here shortly. So just so you guys know, I'm still not feeling 100%. So I don't know how long my voice is gonna hold up, but nevertheless, we're live, pal. So we just gonna make it do what it do. Tonight we're going over the AEW Revolution card. Is that what it calls? Yeah, Revolution, which comes on this Sunday. And the main story in that, it is Sting's last match. So we definitely got to go through that, and we'll be reviewing it next week. But also we'll be reviewing the Elimination Chamber card from this past Saturday. So my first thing, when did you watch it, MD?
I watched it a little bit later on that morning, like around 10:30, 11.
Okay,
like
so
that.
that's when I was watching it. I looked and I saw that Venkat was dropping already saying stuff, so I had to mute the group when I got up because I had planned on getting up when it started, but I don't know. That sound good, so I didn't.
I was
start.
about to say it sounded
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that sounded good, but I didn't start watching until about 10 o'clock. So and just so you know, I watched it twice. So I watched it on Saturday, and then I want to say Sunday afternoon, I watched it again so I could go through it and take notes on it. And I think me watching it again made me change the score that I'm going to give it. Because I had one score for it, but when I went back and watched it through a different lens, it made me change my mind. So let's Venkat will hop on soon, but let's hop into the Revolution because again, like I say, I don't know how long my voice is gonna hold up, and I got a ton of stuff that I want to go through. So let's get into the Revolution card, which is taking place this Sunday night, presented by AEW. So I see they added another match. It was like 7. They added 2 more matches. It was 7 matches total for a long time, and I'm like, oh yeah, good. AEW not going to give you a card that's going to be 10 hours long, but they couldn't help themselves, so they added another 2 matches to it. But nevertheless, let's go through these. These are no particular order, but this is one of the added matches. So how much AEW TV have you watched over the past month?
Not much. not much at all. Not AEW, nah.
Yeah,
but I am gonna watch because I know they was hyping Sting for tonight, so I'm gonna watch that, and then set myself up for Revolution this weekend.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I haven't watched. I mean, I've caught like the highlights. Like I watch, if I hear anything major happen, then I'll go watch it. But like how I was watching like the weekly shows and stuff like that, I just don't have the time to do it. I really, really don't have the time to do it because it feel like I'm Don King now. Every time I turn around, somebody wanna debate, and you know, we just got other stuff that we're doing. Just being ridiculously busy at work. But before we get on to that, I do want to touch on last night's show because you guys know that we do a political show over here, Tape is Politics, the best show on YouTube. And last night was kind of different though, because we did the politics of religion, and it was funny because I had mentioned it on the last Bible debate last week. So some of those guys came over because actually one of them told me today, he was like, hey, I saw religion in the title. I just wanted to come over. So how you think last night's show went?
I mean, it was okay. You know, I couldn't carry a tune with a lot of the conversations, or try to have, you know, like a intellectual conversation with how our guest was coming. So I just left that part alone. But other than that, you know, I think we can revisit it again, and maybe we can single out certain aspects of religion as it dictates certain aspects of like politics. You know what I mean? Which that's what I was expecting. But you know, I am, you know, not to say that it didn't go that route on a couple of topics, but yeah, a lot of that stuff I can't hold no tone to that. So I let uh Peter and Mr. Dunbar rock out.
And that's
Which
why,
you know what I mean?
that's why I warned Venkat ahead of time, like, hey, if you let them up here, because like that's what's gonna happen, because those guys are strictly gonna come out of Bible. Like you even heard Jeremy at the end say that he doesn't vote, he's never voted. I reached out to him earlier and told him he got to come back next week because he's gonna have to defend that statement. I mean, because that's you know, that's weird for you. That's weird to hear somebody say, but they tie it into like the Bible. So he said he'll definitely come back, because when he said it in his closing. So you know, it was
Shout out to Pastor Peter from Satan.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something, Peter. So I found out about Peter Baptiste on another channel that I used to watch, and I've been trying to get in contact with him. But somebody that tunes into the Bible stuff on Thursdays, who knows him, reached out to him, so he started coming over. He got a doctrine called a serpent seed doctrine. So he's saying that Cain wasn't Adam's son, Cain is Satan's son. You know, I'm I'm gonna give him a whole show to explain that one. Like I mean, hell, we just waiting for a day. I'm gonna give him an entire show just to explain that. Like that guy is a riot, man. But I knew it was gonna turn. I knew when because it's hard for and it's hard for them to separate politics and religion. Like, because you see every video that Venkat brought up, everything that was said, they always brought it back to, let me read this scripture. So it's like they couldn't, to them, it don't seem like the politics exist at all. Like it's just everything is what's in the book.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. Like I wasn't at home last night, so I was doing the show from somewhere. I just got back in my truck this morning. But I wanted to ask them a question before my phone died. Do they believe, you know, and it's a question that I always pose to a lot of religious people. Do they believe the United States should be a theocracy? Meaning it should be governed under the rules and regulations of the Bible. And I was intrigued to know if they thought that, you know what I mean? But, you know, another show for another day. I want to revisit it most definitely. But at this time, I wanted to be exact to the point of how we look at religion through the lens of politics. You know what I mean? I think Venkat did a great job displaying a lot of hypocrisy and things of that nature. But you know, it's another side to it that I don't think we hit on. Maybe we can hit it on the next show.
Yeah, he definitely last night, because that stuff takes a lot of work, man. Just to put in, to go find all those videos and pull them up and put them together and all that type of stuff. So I was here for it, because whenever I see stuff like that, that's stuff that I watch on a daily basis. I just be watching like stuff on Jim Baker and all like Venkat say, all the Jims, Jim Jones and all those clowns that just take advantage of people. You're not. It's crazy. It's just crazy that they could see something so blatantly, just so much blatantly is a scam, and they still just accept it blindly. Like when the lady was saying, if Creflo Dollar needs money for the plane, I'm gonna give it to him, while she's simultaneously riding a bus. Like I just feel like the hypocrisy and the blind following, the blind, like these people giving 10% of their money and this and that. I'm gonna tell you this straight up and down. I was a faithful tither. Like, I mean, a faithful tither to a point where my dad was telling me I was stupid for constantly giving all his money, because they used to tell me like, hey, you don't get his money, you're gonna be cursed and you ain't gonna have this and you ain't gonna have this. And when I stopped doing it, I had just as much money. So I'm like,
that's usually how it works.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, it's all just a manipulation. So yeah, I think Venkat did a hell of a job, because I know what it's like to try to gather all these videos and all this stuff. But it was just interesting though that we had two like real Bible guys, one that's a pastor, and just to hear their side of it. Like, they wasn't touching the political stuff. Everything, they brought it back to Bible, like everything. But then for Jeremy to say that he doesn't vote and they don't believe in voting because it doesn't line up with the scriptures, because I know who his pastor is, and I've heard his pastor say that they don't get involved with that. They don't do that. So that was just that was very interesting.
Yeah. I wish I could have pushed back harder than I did. Like I said, I wasn't at home last night, man. I was dealing with some more stuff. So, but yeah, we got to revisit it, because, like I said, it was a lot of stuff that we could have covered in the aspect of politics via religion that we can go deeper into. But again, great show. Everybody check it out.
Yeah. What's up, Venkat?
What's going on? Straight Talk Society. What's going on, MD Trevor? Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you guys saying, though. I do agree. I felt like last night it was really good, but I think the thing that hindered it, and you tried to warn me, and I understood it, but my thinking was like, we were talking about the Bible, so I'm like, okay, these are Bible guys. That's the fairest thing to do. Let some guys behind religion. We're all talking about religion, but I would have liked, and if you look at the show, you would see like the best poignant moments are when they talked freely. When they didn't read, that slowed down the energy. That it was really about nothing. But when they actually abandoned it and just had a thought for themselves, because the Bible is stuff you do on your time to gain the knowledge. And now you have to come with that knowledge and speak it. So when they spoke, especially Jeremy Dunbar, he had some moments that were like interesting and good and whatnot. And I like that. But I wish we would have had more of that and less of reciting, because, that doesn't really do anything. But it was good. It brought out some good moments. But I agree with MD wholeheartedly. There were moments we could have delved into other things. I would have really liked to have gotten into taxing churches. Like, why the hell are churches not paying taxes? And, showing the hypocrisy, like you're saying, and showing all the finagling and the exploitation of their followers and the government and everything. There was a lot that could have been delivered.
Yeah. Hell, it seemed like to me, Pastor Peter was trying to pick a fight.
Okay, so let me explain that what happened real quick. So Jeremy is he's under Geno Jennings. I mean, biggest kept secret in the world. He's under Geno Jennings. Peter doesn't care for Geno Jennings like a lot of them. So Peter, anytime he'll see somebody that's a follower of Geno, he'll constantly throw out the little barbs like, oh, there's no apostles. You know, Geno Jennings says he's an apostle. So there's like, oh, there's no apostles. If there was apostles, why did COVID kill all those people? If this and that, you know what I mean? So he's always throwing little barbs. He just does it. He does it to try to get under their skin because he wants to debate them. But Jeremy doesn't get shooken easily when it comes to that stuff. There's other guys that'll lose their mind and start going crazy, but he just kind of keeps it mellow, you know. See, what you realize about Jeremy want to read that Bible. That's what he want to do. He want to read that Bible to you.
Yeah, he technical. I saw that last night. He real technical.
Yeah,
I think he had a lot of good things to say when out of that Bible, and that's what we're trying to get, the goods. You know, cut off all the fat and get to the goods.
You'll never get him out of the Bible because like tomorrow, he's debating Stacey Mobley tomorrow, and let's just say my rounds are normally like 15 minutes, but for them, we're gonna have to do the rounds of like 25 minutes because they go like they read that minute, like they read scriptures. They don't necessarily debate, they read scriptures. Like you are not getting him out of that Bible. But I agree, when he was just talking more freely and stuff like that, it's like when he has conversations with me, because he calls me, what's up, Nerdbomb? When he calls me, because he, you know, me and him talk on a regular. He just talking to me like a human being, you know what I mean? Like he's not reciting, just reading stuff all the time. So yeah, he's a good, solid dude though. But
no doubt.
Yeah, that was good. It was interesting. It was different. But we do need to do a part 2, and then we need to get into the normal type of format, I would think.
Because this taxation and that niggas need to be called out on the carpet for that, man, for real. But all right, let's get to what we came for, because again, like I say, I don't know how long this old voice of mine gonna hold up, and I really took notes on the Elimination Chamber. So let's go through this AEW. What does Nirvana say? No more Bible for me after memorizing a lot of books from the Old and New Testament. So hey, come by tomorrow night. Nirvana, we having another Bible debate. So AEW Revolution is this Saturday, and then a match that they call Meet. Oh, let me ask Venkat the same question. How much AEW have you watched in the past month?
Not much.
Yeah, that seems to be everybody. And that's not me taking a shot at them. That's just, and I haven't looked at the ratings in weeks because it's just like it's the timing of it. So let's get into this match that they're calling Meat Madness. I mean, my goodness, could you come up with a more gayer name? Meat Madness. So you have Lance Archer taking on Wardlow, taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. I know who I'd like to see win this match, Powerhouse Hobbs, but I know that's not going to happen. I got Wardlow taking this. Who you guys got?
I would say Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Powerhouse Hobbs because again, I'm not seeing the direction in which they trying to take Wardlow. You know, I remember the whole, Undisputed Kingdom and everything, and when it started, they were touting him to possibly be world champion. Like, what have they done since then with Wardlow?
They didn't revisit the MJF thing with him either.
Yeah, I mean, so like, yeah, man, I honestly can see Powerhouse Hobbs winning this match. I can see it. I don't see what direction they would take Wardlow after this in terms of, where he should go, and they haven't been doing nothing with him since. But I can see them pushing. I mean, hell, they've been calling for Powerhouse Hobbs to get pushed for how long now? You know what I mean? Especially after that little run with the TNT title, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I can see Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm going to go with him.
So realistically, though, because it's AEW, I think there's going to be one black guy to win on this card, and it ain't Powerhouse Hobbs. So, who did you pick, Venkat?
Powerhouse Hobbs.
You got Powerhouse
Yeah,
Hobbs.
you might be right, man. Black History Month ends Friday, so yeah.
Yeah. Hey, freaking Tony Khan, like, nah, bro, we ain't giving it to you. Nerabon says ship Wardlow off to NXT. We need to see him against Braun. Speaking of NXT, the Perfect 10 showed up last night. Ty Dillinger. I'd heard rumors that he was coming back, and he made his return last night. So hopefully Shawn Michaels will use. Well, he was that dude in NXT, so I don't see a problem with them using him. He was another guy that went to AEW thinking the grass was greener. After he had his feud with Cody, that was it. You never saw him again. So shout out to him for coming back home. All right, the next match. This one gonna be a banger. This was another one that was just added a couple of days ago. You have the best tag team in the world, the Revival, taking on a guy I'm coming around to now, Jon Moxley and Claudio. I mean, the Revival got to win this. The Revival been losing a lot lately. The Revival got to take this one.
I'd agree with you. I think Revival will probably be the ones to win this match.
Yeah, it should be the Revival, because I think after this they're gonna go back to the whole Bucks thing and try to culminate that at some point in time. I don't know how to feel about, and I know it's the whole BCC thing, and I don't know how to feel about Mox and Claudio being in a tag team in a pay-per-view. Now I could be wrong, or I could be looking at this like differently from everybody else. I was expecting so much more from Claudio Castagnoli when he went to AEW. Not to say that he hasn't done anything, because he has, obviously. I mean, he was ROH champion, and he's doing the stuff with BCC. I was expecting so much more, to the point where now I'm looking at it like they're just putting him not with random people, so to speak, but just putting him in tag team. He was doing the same thing in WWE, the same exact thing. So I want to see Claudio in a better position that he's in. I think he needs to break away from BBC. I'm gonna just keep it real.
So could Vince McMahon had been right? And I know we don't talk about Vince now because he's a loser, but could Vince McMahon had been right when he said Claudio couldn't get over with the fans? Like, because now you've seen Claudio in AEW for what, like 2 years now, and he's done nothing. Like, literally, the only thing he's done, he's been on TV more, so you actually see him wrestling more. At least when he was in WWE, you had the Cesaro section. He came out like Agent 007. He wrestled Roman Reigns. He had a WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins. In AEW, he's done nothing. And Vince said that he was too plain. Like, he just couldn't, nothing. Like, why isn't he a bigger star? The man is awesome.
Especially when he's in the company that promotes great wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Wait, and again, I'm not taking nothing away from his ability. He puts on great matches, but his position is not where I thought it was going to be. That just period. You know what I mean? I don't know if his personality, like his charisma, I don't know. Maybe he'll do better with a manager or a valet. I don't know. But the BBC was supposed to be that outlet to get him over, and it's not doing it, like at all. You know what I mean? So well, it hurts me to say it.
We know what BBC stand for, and when you see a group of 4 white guys under the BBC moniker, I mean, that just throws you off right there. Like, just Venkat, what do you think about Claudio?
Oh, I didn't like him in WWE at all. No, not at all. I thought he was a lame, useless piece of trash. I like him more in AEW. I think that the matches I've seen him in, I think he gets involved with the fans pretty well. I mean, I don't watch as much as you, but the ones I've seen, the moments I've seen with him, that swayed me to me like, oh, maybe this guy isn't that bad. in my eyes. Because in WWE, I just thought he was just a ham and egger. But
Vancat, let me say this.
Yeah.
AEW, we all agree AEW is the brand that gives you the better wrestling. I haven't seen a match that can hold I'm talking about a Claudio match that can hold a candle to his match with Sammy at all.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Nothing.
I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm not going by matches per se. I'm just going by, his presence and the reaction that I've seen him get, especially when he's spinning people around. I'm just going by that. In WWE, I just didn't feel like he was anything special. I think for me, he makes more of a presence in AEW. Even though that presence isn't what you would like it to be, I think he's better here than he was over there.
Yeah, fantastic wrestler though. Like fantastic, especially when he does that that superplex from the ring apron. Like that's tremendous. Like he's freakishly strong. It's just I don't know. He just doesn't have it. Nirabomb says he was better with Chris Hero and the Kings of Wrestling. I never saw that group, but I heard about it. I heard that they were awesome. So let's get to the next match.
And by the way, FTR, I gotta say FTR. I said Revival. I just gotta course correct myself. FTR.
Now, Mama named them Revival. I'm gonna call them the Revival. Well, they were originally called the Mechanics when they first put them together in NXT. The Mechanics.
I mean, all those names are fitting, to be honest.
Yeah, because they good hands, man. Like,
yeah.
They're like fantastic. That. My boy, the next match for the TNT title, my boy Christian Cage.
Oh my God!
Versus Danny Garcia. So Danny Garcia has really come around on me. Oh no, pause. I ain't like how that sound. I've come around on him. He's a really good wrestler. I just wish that they would kill the dancing gimmick. I just do not like it at all. I don't like it on R-Truth. But R-Truth could actually dance.
But Trevor dancing isn't just for black people.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't want to see it. Period. I don't want to see no men dancing. I mean, if it's the women, that's different. But I don't want to see men dancing every move you make. You acting like you're a Chippendales dancer. But long story short, Garcia's going to give him a hell of a match. But at the end, that slime bag Christian is going to come out on top because Christian shouldn't be losing this belt to anybody but probably Edge.
I can't stand Christian right now, but whatever. Go to MD.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Christian shouldn't be losing this title to only one person, and that's Ed. I mean, Danny Garcia, I liked him when he first came around, with the Jericho Appreciation Society and those matches that he had with Willa Yuta. I liked him then. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was bland. He really had no personality. But I wasn't watching him for personality. I was watching for a great wrestling match. Now he's doing this whole hip throw. I don't care nothing about that, man. Like, yeah, out the blue. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't get the character. I just don't get it. So, yeah, I'm going Christian Cage.
Yeah, he's like Glass Joe and Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Hey, I gotta give MD all the credit for this one. MD brought me around to this guy. This might be the match of the night here. Will Ospreay, and not because of Ospreay. So I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh, you coming around to Ospreay." No, it's because of Takeshita. And MD was the first person I heard, not you, Bones. MD was the first person I heard saying how awesome Takeshita was. That match with him and Darby Allin made me look at this guy in a whole nother way. This match is going to slap because Will Ospreay, we know he does all the flippy stuff, but Takeshita is going to beat the living hell out of him. He's not going to win. Ospreay is going to win this match, but this is going to be a dog fight. Takeshita is going to hit him with about 6 rolling Germans. This is going to be nasty, and this is going to be the match of the night for me. Like, I'm calling it right now. This is going to slap. But at the end of it, Will Ospreay is the new big signing. He's winning this.
I disagree, man. I'm going to Takeshita. Wow. I think they want to put. I think they want to push Takeshita hard, and I think this is the match to do it in. This quite possibly may be my first match of the year candidate right here. It's going to be a banger.
Yeah,
but yeah, I disagree on the notion. I like I said, I think Takeshita is about to get pushed, like real hard, and I think this is going to be the match that strapped the rocket on. Like Will Ospreay, yeah, this is it. I'm going to Takeshita.
So you got Ospreay losing his first match after being full-time in AEW.
I do.
Wow.
So he got to lose at some point.
Yeah. It don't hurt. It don't hurt Will Ospreay none. He done had great matches now.
Vince McMahon booking.
Again, he's already been on AEW television with match of the year winners. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be okay. He'll be just fine.
And you got to build.
Is the person that they got to put over. Right.
Yeah, you got to build him up at some point.
I think they've been doing a hell of a job from what I've been watching. And y'all know how I crapped on him, but I gave it a chance and I watch him. I just like his brutality. He's everything I heard Nakamura used to be. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Nakamura when he first came to WWE and he wrestled Sami Zayn at that NXT match, which I thought was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. That's who this guy is. And this guy looks like he's light years younger. This dude gonna be a problem. If they want to get into that Japanese market, oh wait a minute, is he Japanese? Yeah, he's Japanese. If they want to get into that Japanese market, this is the guy to do it.
I mean, a win for Takeshita here will be a huge feather in his cap, and it would help elevate him even more so than he is now.
All right, we'll see, but we all agree this is probably going to be match of the night.
Every time Will Ospreay seems to wrestle, it seems to be a match of the night. So yeah, I would say so.
All right, so let's get into the next one. Hey, my boy, this match is gonna hump too because Roddy Strong is awesome. His faction sucks, but Roderick Strong is awesome.
Hey, wait a minute, they're not putting what's the name on here? The black guy. Oh God, what's his name? That guy that's like Junkyard. Oh my God,
Willie Mack.
Willie Mack, yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
Come on.
Get out of here.
Come on. He needs to be on here.
Get out of here. It's about Willie Mack.
Willie Mack.
Pay-per-view.
You act like Willie Mack can't go.
Hey, I'm the one talking about Willie Mack. Willie Mack is awesome.
I went down a rabbit hole of Willie Mack matches on YouTube. Oh, my God. He's great. They need to have him on here, man. My God.
Hey, in case you haven't seen Tony Khan's gimmick, he ain't putting too much people that look like us on the card, just so you know. Hey, he's like, hey, we got a quota here now. Come on now.
Wow.
I got Orange Cassidy losing this match, and the only reason I got Orange Cassidy losing this match is because the Elite Kingdom or whatever they call themselves, they need to do something because that whole Adam Cole reveal was terrible. MJF needs to come back ASAP.
So when you say lose this match, do you mean lose the title?
Yeah, he's going to lose the title.
Get disqualified.
No, he's going to lose the title because that group needs something. That group stinks, man. Like that group sucks. You got the king? You got who? You got the Kingdom. You got Adam Cole, who's still hurt. You got Roddy Strong, the Messiah, the Backbreaker, and you got Wardlow. You got a bunch of bums. Like they got to do something. They got to win.
But Trevor, nothing says strength more than sitting down in a chair.
Yeah, tell me about it. Nothing says let me turn on your biggest star in the company, with a stupid lights off trick when I can't even walk to fight him. Come on, man.
Everybody trying to be Undertaker.
I got, unfortunately, Orange Cassidy going to lose this match. This match going to be good though, but the numbers game going to stack up against him. I got Roddy Strong winning this title.
Yeah, I mean, I like Orange Cassidy. I've been a fan of Orange Cassidy for years, so I can't go against Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Orange Cassidy too, man. I mean, and it's unfortunate, man, because again, I like Roddy Strong too, man. He's but again, it's a victim of circumstance too in terms of the same thing we talk about with Claudio. I mean, great wrestler, no personality. They just put him on there because they Tony Khan expects his smart audience to just accept a great match and no substance. But at the end of the day, OC is that dude. Like he ain't losing no time. So yeah, I'm going Orange Cassidy.
So speaking of no personality, you remember last week we were talking about how if you're like, man, her father is this. She shouldn't have the personality of a light bulb. I'm sitting here looking at Ava. My goodness, she's terrible. Like, she is terrible. Man, I mean, The Rock is back ingrained in the company now, and they're saying that he's going to be at the next couple of SmackDowns, so he's in. So they probably
speaking of SmackDowns, my God, The Rock went off on Utah crowd. My goodness. Oh, that was great.
You talking about in his arms cut off Versace shirt? Oh, that was great.
Yeah, that jug had me rolling.
Hey, that was
my God. Hey. The way he went after you inbred. Oh, Lord.
That was the old Rock. And man.
Huh. That was perfect. Congratulations on being the biggest amount of inbred piece of the trash in one room.
Yeah, he is awesome, man. And my goodness, man, it's like he went and got his old shirt. I think Roddy might lose this one, and then he'll win it at Big Business. Oh, so you think they'll have a rematch? Okay, well, never mind. I'm saying that, then maybe. I just think this group sucks, man. They need something. I mean, because
what's the reason for this Big Business pay-per-view that they're doing? I mean,
Sasha Banks.
Come on, man, that's so lame. This is like Capital Combat: Return of RoboCop. Like, we're making events for characters now. Like, that makes no sense.
Okay, since you bring that up, because now both of you are on, so I could ask y'all the question that I wanted to ask you last week. Speaking of black, here's another. I'm watching, what's this? Collision, Kiera Hogan versus Deonna Purrazzo. So we know Kiera losing this one, but let me not get sidetracked. So Sasha Banks is coming back. I think I asked y'all, but we didn't spend really no time on it. What business is she really going to move? They had CM Punk, couldn't move business. They got Danielson, couldn't move business. What business is she really going to move outside of the first month?
I mean, she's not going to do more than what CM Punk did. I would hope Tony Khan doesn't think that's the case, but I just think Tony Khan is just thinking like, well, that's another WWE asset that's out there that I'd rather have over here than have her go back. So I mean, it's not going to do anything spectacular, but it is going to be something for wrestling fans to talk about, just the fact that she's being there. But to me, it's like CM Punk going to WWE. It doesn't mean nothing. Like, it's been a long time. It's just like you're just waiting and waiting. You automatically assume that she was there anyway. So, like, this big debut, we've been hearing about her coming possibly to AEW now for many, many months now. And it's uninspiring. It's like Jade Cargill. You know, I wasn't surprised. You know, she just showed up very casually. Like, there's nothing spectacular there, you know. I'm not saying you need to be Ravishing Rick Rude, come out on Halloween Havoc 91 with a mask on and then have a match and then take off the match and look around everybody all crazy after doing a Rude Awakening. But I'm just saying, do something to make it flashy or suspenseful. But yeah, I don't think her impact is going to be that great, but it's just something to have done because, you know, AEW is just they need something for people to talk about right now.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it last week. Again, like I told you, it'll be a great show in terms of it being, in Boston Garden, and it'll be a moment. But I don't see Mercedes Moné like sustaining any interest in terms of what they already got. I don't see it. You know what I mean? Especially if we're talking about wrestling ability. I mean, yeah, she's good at spots and certain, but I mean, for what the AEW fans want, I don't think she can provide that on a consistent basis.
There's a reason they call her Botcha. There's a reason they call her Botcha Banks, because she's not good.
So that's a whole nother can of worms that we can open. So
isn't she coming off of an injury too?
Yeah. She was in.
Yeah. So what was it? The ankle, right?
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the leg.
Well, damaged goods. That's that CM Punk stuff. Ricardo is saying that he disagreed. I'm not sure what he disagreed with. Is he
your take on Sasha?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, she and Ricardo. I know why Ricardo, because we've talked about, she looks like Tina Trump, so she'll appeal to you that way. But as far as in ring, she never was. She was the fourth best in that group. Yeah, she's not. Yeah,
I put her over Becky Lynch though.
Okay, you know what? I put both of them at 4. So I put Charlotte, Bayley. There's no 3, and Becky and Sasha tied at 4.
Becky Lynch is anorexic. I mean, she needs to get more weight up.
Oh my! Well, we'll get to that. Oh my goodness, man!
If you call her anorexic, what is Sasha Banks?
No, but at least Sasha, it fits Sasha. Like, we've never seen Sasha with weight. So it's like when you see old Becky, when they were showing older matches of her, and when you see what she looks like now, she did that segment on Raw where she came out and attacked Nia Jax. And I'm like, Nia, if you don't blow on this little twig and make her go sit down somewhere.
Oh my God, I got a lot to say about what happened with Nia Jax. My God.
It's like, okay, I'm looking to the right of me now, and Tony Storm is walking down the ring. Come on, man.
Oh, Tony Storm is awesome.
That's not a fair comparison, though, Chad.
Tony Storm is awesome. She's great. She is great.
She a walking brick house, man. That ain't no fair comparison.
Tony Storm is like 3 of Becky Lynch's. Like, I mean, my goodness, man. Becky, I don't know. I ain't even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it today, because they tell me I talk too bad about women as it is. So next match, I think this is for the Continental Crown Championship. I think this one gonna slap too, because I've come around to Eddie Kingston.
Oh God, the dad bod title.
Hey, Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson don't have too much time left. I think he's gonna put Eddie Kingston over in a big way. I got Eddie winning this match.
Oh God,
it's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good.
I mean, you saw those chops that he does. Oh man! Do you see the edit, the meme that people have out there with him hitting bongos instead of the guy's chest? It's silly. I want to like Eddie Kingston, I really do, but the stuff I've seen from him the last few times, I don't know about that. I'm a Bryan Danielson fan, so I'm going Bryan Danielson all day.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the contrast of styles. Like it, and it ain't like Eddie Kingston can't do it. So, I mean, damn, I just don't see how they. Well, I mean, he got 2 more, so yeah, I go with Bryan Danielson. He's still Triple Crown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
And the only reason why I'm going with Kingston really is because Danielson has said, like, his time is winding up. So I don't think he wants to be Continental champion. Like, if he's not the AEW champion, like, what's the Continental title to him? Like, it's like, hey, he's like, hey, let me put one of my buddies over and let's go in there and beat the hell out of each other. Because MD got me liking Eddie Kingston. Because I remember when he first started talking about him, he was like, Eddie Kingston made me believe that I could be a wrestler. And I started watching him, and that Continental tournament really made me start liking him. The way they worked it and everything, I'm like, oh, this is good. They built this guy for me. So
I'm more athletic than Eddie Kingston. I know that for a fact.
I would agree with that. I have a hard time calling anything a Triple Crown that doesn't involve a world title. He got like bottom feeder belts on him. I refuse to recognize that.
Man, and look, I'm watching AEW now, and Queen Aminata in here against Tony Storm. So we know who's gonna win that one. All right, so I think the match is gonna be good though. I think they're gonna go in there and throw down. Speaking of Tony Storm, Timeless Tony Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo for the AEW Women's Title.
Tony Storm.
I want to say Tony Storm retains just because Sasha's coming in, but Mike did say that that Sasha's first feud is going to be with Britt Baker. So you're going to put the two botchiest of women in a feud together. Wow. That's going to be terrible. And not for nothing, Sasha is not a good promo. At least Britt Baker is good on the mic. So he's putting a lot of stock in this woman that's not really that great. She's a look. I think Deonna Purrazzo going to win this though, because the way they've been building her up, with her wrestling, and Tony Storm she's been calling Tony out saying, I don't want this timeless Tony Storm. I want to wrestle the Tony Storm that I know, can really go and all this stuff. So I think they're going to bring back the older version of Tony Storm, but at the end, Deonna's going to win the title. So there you go with that. And who she's going to feud with, I have no idea.
Oh, I just want to recognize that Ricardo said the Rock gimmick was trash. I have to disagree with you, Ricardo, but, hey. Tony Storm all the way. I just go with Tony Storm. I just like Tony Storm.
Hey, I get it. I get it. We all do. We all do. Trust me.
Again, Thomas Tony Storm is one of the top talents in AEW right now. You said something about, bringing back the old Tony Storm. That would be the worst decision Tony Khan could ever make. Like she's hot, and it ain't going away no time soon. Like, at some point in time, you don't have to do Tony Storm and Sasha just for the allure of it. Not saying it's gonna be a good match. I ain't saying that, but just for the allure of it, you're gonna have to do it, and it's gonna have to be for the title.
So, MD, you're saying that AEW shouldn't do what WCW did when the Hollywood Blondes was hot and on fire. Like, break this team up immediately. They're selling too many tickets.
It is. Like I said, man, Tony Khan, I don't like I said, with him, it's about the wrestling. It's not about the long-term booking. It's not about the character development, none of that. So if they do it, it'll be a Tony Khan move. But yeah, I'm going with Tony Storm. I don't see her losing to Deonna. I mean, it should be a good match.
Yeah. I give him that.
So why does Ricardo said he has a bias against The Rock? I don't know what the bias is. I don't know what The Rock did.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. All right, so the next match up. All right, I don't know. I don't think this is going to main event. It shouldn't.
I'm looking forward to this match.
Yeah, I am too. I just, because a lot of things can happen here. I mean, it is his last match because they're even billing Dynamite tonight as his final. What's up, Bones? As his final Dynamite. So, you have Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, not the Young Bucks. You have Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, AEW's EVPs. I love these type of gimmicks. Versus Darby and Sting for the AEW titles. Come on, man. The Bucks got to win this. It's just because it's
Wait a minute. Why would the Bucks have to win this?
Because Sting is a vet.
Yeah.
Sting is going to go out on his shield.
Yeah. What about all that blood that they had all over those white suits and whatnot? Sting shouldn't come back in Greensboro and avenge that and go out on top?
Cheat to win that. I mean,
cheat.
Have them cheat.
No, that would be horrible.
Okay, so
Sting got to go out with a win, man.
So they win, and then what? He comes back Wednesday and forfeits the titles, or does Darby have to find a new partner? And
Darby gets a new partner,
and Edge takes his place.
Yeah, Darby gets a new partner. That's not a big deal. But Sting got to win this, man. Going out with a W, that'll be good, especially with that crowd. That'll be good.
See, Bones agrees with me. Sting gonna put them over. Like they're not winning this match. The Bucks are winning this because it's gonna set them and the Revival up. And not for nothing, the Bucks should beat the brakes off of them. I mean, like leave Sting in a bloody mess. Because back in the territory days, if you were leaving, you had to put your opponent over. And
I hate that rule.
And that's what you do. You put him over on the way out.
I hate that. I've always hated that type of stuff. But we'll see. We'll see.
I got the Bucks.
I don't think the Bucks could beat Sting in real life, to be honest.
So why would they put the tag titles on Sting and Darby Allin?
Exactly.
If this is last match.
Exactly. Let Sting go out on top, and then Darby have a new partner, or take the straps off of him.
Well, no. I'm saying, I mean, it's pretty. It depends on how you look at it. To me, it's like a given that the Bucks are gonna win.
Exactly.
That's the problem with
the belts on them.
Oh, even more reason why Sting should win.
Now, I don't have a problem with them having the strap, but they should have lost them before Revolution, and they haven't even had them for long.
No, they haven't. We'll see.
I ain't feeling that. I don't know why you would put the tag title. I mean, Sting don't need no damn tag title.
Well,
Ricardo losing his mind in the chat.
And remember, I did see the segment from last week on Dynamite with Flair. Flair gonna have something to do with this match.
You think Flair's gonna double cross Sting like how he's done it?
I think Flair's gonna be with the Bucks.
That would be great. I'll be up for that one. That'd be great.
That would be great.
Because Ric Flair has screwed Sting over so many times. Oh, that would be great. Oh man. Ricardo is not playing with this rock stuff. Man,
yeah, I don't know, but he must have watched the Tooth Fairy or something and never forgave him. He probably never forgave him. All right, and the final match on the card, I think this is going to slap, but so it's billed as Hangman Adam Page, Samoa Joe versus Swerve. But they did an injury angle, and now the reports are coming out that Hangman might not be in this match for personal reasons. Like he's asking for time off. I already told y'all what I think this is that Hangman is in this match to take the pin, and he don't want to take the pin to Swerve.
I don't like the idea of this match, period. I don't think that they should have been doing this. Why the hell are we seeing a triple threat match here? This is ridiculous. This should have been a one-on-one match, and I don't think Swerve should get a title shot at this moment. Maybe push it down a couple more months. Let Samoa Joe be within his... I mean, he already got screwed over the night he won it, where all the attention was taken off of him. Let Samoa Joe have a big matchup with somebody, beat that person, get the accolades of that win. Let him have like a month or two of that, and then go into Swerve, and then we could see what happened there. But this is just like, who asked for this? Who the hell asked for this?
who else would they have gone to though?
I mean, we just talked about Claudio. I'm not saying he should get it, but you got a bunch of guys that have potential to be in the championship picture that did not get it this last year or two.
They could have heated Moxley. They could have heated Moxley up.
They could have done something, and I don't know. I just think it's just strange. Like, why are we doing this right now?
Yeah, Hangman don't like if he's just there just to eat the pin, like you could have did that with like anybody. You know what I'm saying? He don't need to be there. So I can understand it. From hell, if I just had a series of matches with him, I wouldn't want to do it either. You know what I mean? Because first of all, I don't want my character to get stale based on the fact that we continuing this when it's supposed to end the last match.
Right now, he's jobbing every time.
Yeah. So I'm like, I wouldn't. I can understand Adam Page. I wouldn't want to do it either.
Man, let Samoa Joe go up against like Warlord or somebody like that and beat them.
Oh god.
Well, yeah, I ain't taking it that far. I'm saying
do it.
If you want to have a triple threat and you don't want Samoa Joe to eat the pin, then like you could have did this with a number of different people. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have to be Adam Page. So yeah, I think this Swerve night, man. I'm going Swerve.
So I think if Hangman is in it, then I got Swerve pinning Hangman. But if Hangman doesn't show up, I got Samoa Joe retaining because of what I've always said. Prince Nana is going to turn on Swerve. I mean, he's been looking at him in all their interviews, and you can see that look. He'll go from stupid smiley guy to just giving this mean look. He is going to turn on Swerve. So I think Samoa Joe's going to retain just because of that. As far as it not being Swerve's time, I don't buy that because Swerve has been hot for about a year now.
Yeah, but he could wait two months. Samoa Joe got to get some title defenses in a high profile situation. Let him be the man for a minute at least. My God, I just don't think it's right. He should have. He was underwhelmed when he won it, and now he's the man, and now he doesn't get his, big matchup that shows, hey, this is legit. I don't know. I think that he could get better than what this is right now. But I don't know why the hell we're doing a triple threat. He should have had a one-on-one big matchup, big match situation.
Yeah. And I will say to your point, Venkat, also on the other side with Swerve, we can see the push coming, but the way you've been booking them as of late, especially over the past couple of months,
yes,
with some of these matches,
yes,
like nonsensical to me.
Dustin Rhodes taking him to the limit.
Jeff Hardy and all this, like I can understand that point.
Yeah, my bad. I had to try to get some of my throat, man. Damn thing starting to close up on me. But we do agree this is going to be a good match, though.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
I hope.
You hope. Nah, this is going.
I hope.
This is going to be a good match. So, because I don't want to. Thank you. I don't want to do two back to back. So let's do this before we go to the Elimination Chamber review. Just because I don't want to have to do two back to back, and the last one, Venkat, going to be in all his Venkat glory. So we just found out today that Virgil died. Real name Mike Jones. I'm calling the man Virgil.
Mike Jones
died at the age of 60. Died at the age of 61. Mr. Meat Sauce himself. It was written on an Instagram post. My dear friends, it is with great sorrow that I bring the news from the Jones family. of the passing of our beloved Michael Jones, whom we knew and loved as Virgil, Vincent, Soul Train Jones, and more. Charles wrote, Virgil passed peacefully at the hospital this morning, and I ask you to pray for him and his family. May his memory be eternal. And that is from wrestling referee and his former friend, Mark Charles. Oh, the referee, Mark Charles, WCW referee. So the news, I mean, it just hit. Like, I saw it, I sent you guys it earlier, but I just saw it today. Virgil, what's your memories of Virgil? Yeah, well, what's your memories of Virgil? We got another death to talk about later, but it probably won't be as glowing as this one. What's your memories of Virgil?
I think, why don't they ever tell people like the reason for the passing? Like, Virgil just died like that. Like, they could have said something. As far as Virgil, we know with Vincent from NWO. We know that he was mainly Virgil, the lackey for $1 Million Man, which wasn't a very glamorous place to be. I mean, I know they did the whole, he stood up to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He actually got the $1 Million title at one point, and all of that. But forget all that crap. You think back to him having to kiss his feet and wipe the dog off my shoe and all this other nonsense that he was put through. That kind of sucked. And, that's a black wrestler in the 80s, being utilized as a tool. But, and then from what I heard, like, towards the end of his career and whatnot, having money issues and other wrestlers just talking about him and whatnot, I can't really say much. I mean, as far as his wrestling, he doesn't have any real memorable moments. Maybe just him going after Ted DiBiase and fighting back. But other than that, sorry to see him pass, but he's not like one of those wrestlers because he wasn't a main wrestler. He was mainly a like manager / valet type guy who happened to wrestle on occasions. But that's all I got.
So you know why they did the Virgil thing, right?
What do you mean?
It was a shot at Dusty Rhodes. Because Dusty Rhodes' name is Virgil Runnels.
Yeah.
So it was a shot at Dusty Rhodes. At least that's what the rumor is, but I believe it. That it was a shot at Dusty to show him as like a servant. That's why when Dusty finally came to WWF, his first feud was with the $1 Million Man, and he dispatched Virgil first.
Yeah.
MD, what's your thoughts on Virgil?
Mike already told me to watch my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, man. You don't ever want to really see anybody pass, but like the bulk of my knowledge of him, it always goes like, I wasn't really like a WWE guy in the early 90s like that, or especially the late 80s. I wasn't even like cognitive enough to understand what was going on, but like he always be like Vincent to me because that's my era. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he goes to me. Being NWO B team and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I know later on in like a lot of the stuff he was doing like with the wrestling signings and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because he was like strapped for cash or whatever. It's unfortunate that a lot of that was up on the controversy and stuff like that, and some of the stuff that he was saying. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? He is part of that, the end of that golden era with WWE, and you know what I mean? You got to give him his flowers just for that. And I guess the highlight, and y'all could tell me if y'all agree, would be when he won the $1 Million Championship. You know what I'm saying? That would have to be like without a shadow of a doubt, like his biggest highlight.
Yeah, I mean, I with Virgil, I mean, I growing up, I didn't really understand it too much, but as an adult, man, what a terrible gimmick. Man, Venkat said it best. Black wrestlers in the 80s. Oh my goodness. Rocky Johnson, not the Rock's father, but the other guy from WCW who Ole Anderson treated like garbage. We'll talk about Ole Anderson later.
Oh boy.
No, Rocky King. Sorry, Rocky King.
Yeah, Rocky King.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, the way I remember this thing where Ole talked. Ole boyed him to death, and all he did was sit there and shuck and jive and smile with his Jerry curl. We'll get to that Ole story later, but Virgil, man, I got no I got no real positive memories of him, with the exception of just looking dope in the sleeveless tuxedo. And I was always wondering, like, man, when is he gonna beat the $1 Million Man up? And kissing his feet and doing all that stuff, just so
wipe
demeaning.
the dog off my shoe.
Just so demeaning, man. But hey, I mean, he was getting a check. He could have said no. And then to see stories later of people posting pictures of him in the subway asking for money. It reminds me of the movie The Wrestler. Me and Mike was talking about that one scene where they went to the wrestler convention and you see all those guys in wheelchairs and everything, and nobody was coming to see them. Man, these guys can't move past their gimmick. But I mean, 61 is still not old. I mean, my dad just turned 64. So that's not old in the grand scheme of things. And to say that he died peacefully in the hospital means that something had to have been wrong with him. Like, why he wasn't just chilling at the hospital. But I mean, hey, we'll toss up some meat sauce for you, because we know he was a fan. We know he was a fan of Olive Garden and the meat sauce and the breadsticks. That was the one thing that he became popular for. In the end, it's just the guy had a really good look, man, but they just never did anything with him. It was just.
That's Vince McMahon right there, boy.
But even in WCW, though, he didn't do anything.
Because they just continued what Vince McMahon did with him. That's what he was known for.
So y'all were there. Y'all were there during the end of the Golden Era. So why do you think that there was no sizzle in the whole thing with the $1 Million Championship and him finally getting away from Ted DiBiase? And like, what happened?
It was MD when that happened, and okay, because the one thing that I can remember from him was WrestleMania 7. Well, it was 7, where he wrestled $1 Million Man and Rowdy Piper was his corner man. Because remember, the storyline was Rowdy Piper was the one that was trying to get him to defend himself, and that's when he hit. That's when Jake the Snake put the belt in the bag, and Ted DiBiase said, "Stick your hand in there and get my belt out of there." And Rowdy Piper was saying, "Kid, are you gonna just let this guy talk to you like this for the rest of your life?" And then Virgil cocked his hand back and bombed, and the fans went crazy. So they created a star right there, and the fans were willing and accepting it, but just random black wrestler X, and they just buried him. Like,
well, I mean, also his wrestling. It was really difficult. Like,
he wasn't any good now.
It was very tough. Like, his matches relied a lot on who he was wrestling.
Well, you ain't like the 10 drop kicks in the match.
But R.I.P. to Virgil, Mike Jones. Like, that's the better name right there. Whatever.
Yeah, Mike Jones. Hey, the original Mike Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That sucks, man. All right, so this is gonna be the sucky part, because I got a lot of notes that I want to go through for Elimination Chamber. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I can't hold up. So let's get into this Elimination Chamber. All right, so I do got a bunch of notes for it, but I mean, we'll see. If my voice give out, then it just give out.
By the way, I've been saying, it's at 5 a.m. That 5 a.m. man. So they could have done 7 a.m. But I think the thing that they were trying to do, is catch the sun going down. Because you have it starting off, it's still daylight, and then at a certain point in the pay-per-view, the sun is going down, and that had a certain look to it. So I think that's why they had that start time, because over there it was like 6 p.m. So I'm like, why didn't they start at like 8, like how they normally would with their other events? But I think they were just trying to get, which is a hell of a visual, I'm not gonna lie. You're watching the match and you see in the background the sun going down. But my God, it would have been nicer if it would have been 7 a.m. at least. 5 a.m. I just happened to get up to see it, but it was tough.
So you were the one that was up then?
Yeah, yeah. Of all these people saying they're gonna watch it, I think it was just me and Ricardo up.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't get up till 10, and when I got up, I saw, I didn't even open the group because I saw you said Elimination Chamber. I'm like, oh, nope. So I'm like, damn, he was up, because I didn't watch it till 10 o'clock. I think me and MD start watching at the same time. So we'll get into the matches, but real quick, what was your overall thoughts on the show? There was only 5 matches on the card.
Well, I'll go first. It's real quick. Mediocre at the best, and that's being nice. There was nothing memorable here as far as like a wrestling match. Like, my God, that match was really great. I don't feel so. I feel like the matches were, playing it safe. The same thing that we've been seeing with these PLEs. If it ain't SummerSlam, if it ain't WrestleMania, if it ain't Survivor Series, and if it ain't Royal Rumble, everything outside of those big 4 is just playing it safe and getting through it. And that's what we saw.
MD?
Yeah, I agree with that. All the matches were okay. You predicted the best match was the tag team match. And even that wasn't, just eye popping, like, wow, you know what I mean? It was a great match. That's the only match that I would like give a 4 to. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. So yeah, I it was mid card to me.
All right, so I watched it twice. I watched it Saturday, then I went back and watched it Sunday so I could take notes on it, because there were some things that I missed on it. So yeah, you got my WrestleMania notes for this one. Not in that detail, but so real quick, what I thought though, I love the stadium. The stadium looked great, but it was terrible for what did you call it? What's acoustics? Because the sound went up. So you could see the crowd like cheering, but you couldn't hear it. Like the sound in that stadium didn't travel well at all. It just went straight up. So it didn't sound as good as I thought it should have. But the look, especially like Venkat mentioned, the sunset, that looked fantastic. And WWE, they did their research on that. So they caught it at the perfect time. And then we heard the story about the Elimination Chamber, the journey that it took just to get there, because it was going all right, Nurbum. They were saying that the Elimination Chamber had to go through the Suez Canal, and then the Somali pirates attacked the ship, so they had to divert it, bring it to Florida, then take it over to California, then from California, then they took it the long way, finally got it to Australia. So that was funny. I mean, I don't know why they just couldn't build one over there. They knew they were coming from last year, so, but whatever. So let's get into the first match. The first match was the opening card, which was set up really stupid. You had the champions Kabuki Warriors versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. The only reason this match happened is because Indy Hartwell is from Australia. But the way it was set up was so stupid. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae were in catering, not making this up. Adam Page came in and with not Adam Page, what's the GM for
Adam
Raw?
Pearce.
Adam Pearce came in and he was like, oh, hey, by the way, the tag team champions, you guys got a shot. What? I haven't seen these two win a match on TV since they've been on the main roster, but they get a tag team title shot. So whatever. Real quick, what I got on this match, I just said good hometown reaction for Indy because you could see that they were going crazy for it. You just couldn't hear it. The only reason this match is happening is because it's in Australia. But here's the flip side. The crowd loves Asuka, but they know who they're here for. Good tag team action from the champions cutting off the ring. Indy finally gets a hot tag and comes in guns blazing. In the end, Kyrie hits the assisted insane elbow to Candice for the 1-2-3. Decent match. It served its purpose only to get Indy on the card in her hometown. So that was my thoughts on it. Well, what did you guys have on this match?
Didn't even see it. That's a kickoff. I didn't see the kickoff. I just saw the actual pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was all right, man. Like I said, they just did it for Indy, and that's another person, man. Indy Hartwell, she got the look, man.
Yeah,
she's tall. You know what I'm saying? Like she got the look. They should be doing more with her.
She's not good though, Indy.
Yes, she's not good at all. And then they turned around and lost again to Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler on Raw. So,
but there you go.
There's that.
MD said she's not good at all. So quick, like it wasn't even a debate.
I wasn't basing it off of that. She got the look though. She definitely got the look.
Indy is a good looking girl. That picture not doing justice. Indy's a good looking girl, and she has the look aesthetically, but she wrestles like Dominic Mysterio did when he first started.
Oh my God!
You could literally see her counting. You could literally see her counting steps in her head. And 1, and 2, and 3. Like everything she does is so slow motion. Everything.
Yeah. For the longest time, I thought she was mixed with black. She's not. She's and they said Australian and Costa Rican, whatever that means. You know what I mean?
Wow. How the hell you get that combination?
Yeah.
All right. Wow. All right. So let's get into the opening match. Yeah, the women's elimination chamber. So I got the order of entrance. Bianca Belair. I just wrote a note. Ring gear looks tremendous. My goodness, that woman is fantastic. Raquel Rodriguez. I noticed this before the story even came out. I said, no makeup. Come to find out, she's dealing with a skin condition that flared up on her on the trip over, broke her face all out and everything like that. She looked like a totally different person. Tiffany Stratton, best reaction of the match. Liv Morgan, commentary notes that Liv is the last person to pin Rhea 2 years ago. Naomi comes out next. Then Becky Lynch, to the point earlier, I just wrote she looks sick. Becky and Naomi, that's what I wrote. Becky and Naomi start things off. I noticed with all the black female wrestlers, they show their emotion of the moment too much on their faces, which is something I pointed out because Naomi's standing in the ring with Becky and she has that cry look on her face, looking at all the crowd like, oh my God, I'm here. And Bianca does it way too much. In every WrestleMania show she's in, she has to do the stop and clench her bottom lip and look and shake her head. We get it. You're a superstar. You're gorgeous. We get it. You don't need to keep doing that. Naomi is very sloppy and Becky isn't much better. It could be the heat taking a toll on their breathing. I wasn't the only person who thought that because Zay sent me a message and Zay verbatim, Zay says, has Naomi always been this terrible? I said, yes. So I noted, I love how commentary called out the fact that Becky's face wasn't touching the cage during Naomi's ass-based offense. I love that. Call the bull crap out. Naomi with a nice leg, split leg drop from the side of the cage on the Becky. That was nice where she climbed the cage and dropped down in the split. Loud, we want Tiffy chants. Next woman in is Tiffany Stratton. She comes in like a ball of fire. Great double handspring elbows. She is going to be a star. Naomi with the double high cross body from the top rope. Stratton with a double rolling senton. The top rope side Russian leg sweep by Becky to Tiffany Stratton. That was great. Liv Morgan is next in the chamber, comes in and throws Stratton into the plexiglass about 5 times. Hits Becky with a backstabber. Liv's offense has gotten much better. Liv with a top rope stomp to Stratton. Naomi with a blockbuster from the top of the pod to Liv. Tiffany rolls up Naomi for the first elimination. Raquel is next in the chamber, smiling from ear to ear. I had to note that. Raquel catches Becky diving off of the top and rams her into the cage. She then hits the top rope fallaway slam to Becky. Raquel catches Stratton and swings her by the legs into the cage. Loud boos from the fan for that one. Becky, Stratton, and Liv all pile up on Raquel for the 2 count. Bianca is the final woman in the chamber. Her and Stratton get into it immediately. So I wrote in parentheses that might be the WrestleMania direction because they were playing into that heavy. Bianca and Raquel have a standoff, too much smiling. Liv Morgan, who is on the top of the pod, crashes down with a seated senton to Raquel. Becky and Stratton are fighting on top of the pod. Stratton tosses Becky off, and Stratton hits the swanton bomb to the women down below from the pod. Tiffany goes for the prettiest moonsault. That gets countered by Liv for a top rope oblivion, and that was nice for the 1, 2, 3. Liv pins Stratton, and the fans are pissed. Loud bullshit chants. This goes without saying, but Tiffany Stratton is a megastar. Double Tejana bomb. Raquel to Liv and Becky. Bianca hits Raquel with the KOD for the 1, 2, 3. Bianca, Liv, and Becky are the final 3 women. The finish comes as Becky goes for the KOD and loses. As Bianca goes for the KOD but loses Becky. Liv with the sneak roll up to pin Bianca. Becky hits Liv with the manhandle slam for the 1, 2, 3. I gave that match 3 flames. Man, that was a lot. What y'all got on that?
Yeah, man. It was an okay match again. That seated. I'm gonna tell you, Liv got the most offense throughout all the women in the match, and I noticed it. Like it was noticeable to the point where Liv Morgan got the pin on Tiffany Stratton and Bianca Belair. So it was real noticeable. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see what they did with her on Raw?
No, I didn't see that part.
Okay.
I just saw the tag team match and some more stuff. That seated senton on Raquel, that was pretty sick. Again, it could have been better. Tiffany Stratton, she's a star. You talking about ring attire? Tiffany Stratton, like she ain't, Tiffany Stratton is Tiffany Stratton. You know what I mean?
I hate her ring attire.
I thought it was nice with the Barbie logo at the top. I liked it. She a star, man. And like it's to the moon with her. Like point blank period.
You talking about that man?
Oh my God. Hey, it is what it is.
It's very obvious that she did something to her face. Fricked up her whole face. Something with the nose.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna take that away.
Why do people go out of their way? You know what I need to do? Make myself extra ugly. Let me go ahead.
Do you take that into account when Charlotte comes? Because Charlotte put on a great match, but she looked like a 60-year-old.
Charlotte looked like her dad.
Bingo, like she need to be at the VFW at playing bingo.
But that's different, though. That's different. She just
How is that different?
Because Stratton just looked like she paid a bunch of money to make herself look so odd. A big face, weird nose, weird cheeks, weird lips. Why are we doing this?
But she don't look like that for real, right? You ever seen her face without all the makeup on it?
Then do yourself a service and don't put the freaking makeup on it. Like it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. And by the way, I mean, who the frig is hugging? I hate this crap. Male wrestlers, women wrestlers. Why are we hugging each other when somebody's jumping off the friggin' top? Only Samoa Joe is the only person that just walks the hell away. Just walk the hell away. Like we're just standing there.
Y'all notice Venkat didn't let MD finish, right?
No, go ahead.
Hey, I'm letting him rock out, man. I'm gonna let him rant. You know,
I'm just saying, it just bothers the hell out of me. Every time I see, oh my God, it just it's like watching an '80s horror movie with all the prosthetics and whatnot. It just looks weird. But go ahead, MD.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, man. Raquel Rodriguez, I understand why she was in there because she was the power person. I get it, but I mean, her offense didn't look. And like you said, you could tell something was going on, but I mean, just overall, she looked off to me, like in the match itself. You know what I'm saying? And for all of that, they should have let Chelsea Green, win that battle royal.
Yes.
And just had her in there. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather saw that. And that was another person that was going to get huge pops because she over right now. It is what it is. Raquel Rodriguez did nothing for me in the match, which is unfortunate because I want her to do better because that's the person that I want to see Rhea Ripley again. But it is what it is. It's terrible booking.
Raquel suffered from that situation, so I don't.
Yeah. I mean, but even with that, like I said, she looked off to me in the match, like period. You know what I mean? She didn't look like I was expecting more power from her. I mean, she had a couple of spots, but it is what it is. I would rather see Chelsea Gray if that's what we was gonna get. You know what I mean?
What do you think about Becky Lynch winning this?
I don't like it, but even though we all knew that it was gonna happen, I don't like it.
That's the problem right there. Not only did we know it was going to happen, but it just doesn't make sense for it to happen. But whatever.
Yeah, that match does nothing for me for WrestleMania. Nothing at all.
Not a thing. Not a thing.
You know what I mean? Even the little segment they had on Raw, like nothing. I ain't got nothing for you. Point blank, period. But and the finish, the finish was okay. And again, it goes back to the point where I was saying about Liv. They gave Liv a lot of offense in this match to the point where she did the roll up from off of the. So Bianca was trying for the KOD and Becky flipped over and she was trying to reach and grab. I get it. Like I said, I didn't see the segment with her on Raw, so I don't know where they going with it, like from here. But yeah, Liv might be getting a little push here. We'll see.
So just to catch everybody, what happened on Raw? Liv and Nia were having a match. Nia was just destroying her. Becky comes out to interfere, causes the DQ. And at the end, Becky is in the back. They're interviewing her like, hey, what's going on? And Liv walks up to her and like, how come you make, she was like, you just couldn't let me have my moment. You make everything about you. So it's like they're leaning now into this Becky thing, like, hey, you're interjecting yourself into everything. So yeah, I do agree. Liv is they're giving her some type of push. And I mean, hey, it is what it is. Venkat, what you got on this match?
I'm gonna have to give it, if not a 3, a 2.
Well, no, your thoughts. You didn't give your thoughts on it.
I did give my thoughts on it.
Oh yeah, you interrupted MD.
Anyway, yeah, I just don't feel like Becky Lynch should have won. Aside from the fact that it was very predictable, you seen it coming a mile away. Other than that, why is Becky Lynch even winning anything? She doesn't look physically able to even compete with the girls that are in there. I would have rather Liv Morgan win if I had to choose between the two. But the match was not particularly horrible or anything. It was just there. Blah. That's what I get.
Wow, he missed that big time. I'm looking at Powerhouse Hobbs. Woof. I mean, my issue with this is that they telegraphed it at the press conference. If you were going to have Becky win, I mean, you don't go so heavy-handed at the press conference like, hey, I want to see you at WrestleMania.
Well, that's the same issue with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes when they had that moment on Raw and they're just talking about it before the Royal Rumble, and then they end up being the last two of Royal Rumble, and it's like, why are we doing that stuff too? Like that's, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that just bothers me with wrestling, man. But Go ahead.
All right. I just want to see what the comment says. Nerabom, I agree. Tiffany, yeah, Venkat, I don't know. He doesn't see, he needs to see her just regular. Yeah, a lot of these
I
women.
mean, you're saying looks like a porn star, like that's an upgrade or something. You seen some of these trash bag assholes?
Hey, I mean, to each his own.
I'm like, come on now, really? That did not upgrade the argument. But whatever.
Raquel does nothing for me every night. Overrated, too smiley. Yeah, they need to go back to the NXT Raquel. I'm so sick of this coming out smiling. I'm so happy to be here. Hey, how about this? You're a superstar. Act like you belong there. Like you just, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just you can't come out like, oh gosh, golly gee, every night. This moment is so great for me. It's annoying. Next up, we have the Judgment Day versus the New Catch Republic, NCR. I don't know why they should have just kept the Mustache Mountain name. That would have been better. I love this match because I love tag team wrestling. So I got really good match to showcase is done and bait on a larger scale. Dirty Dom continues to be the highlight, especially when he was thrown from ringside. So Ref Bait, as she calls herself, Daphne, she overdid it with that kicking Dom from ringside. Did you do that? Did you do that? I'm like, oh my goodness, woman, stop trying to get yourself over. I got Priest is so fluid with his move set and works well against a smaller man Bait. Tyler with the airplane spin was a great throwback to the golden era of wrestling. Dunn hits the bitter in the Finn, and Dom pulls Finn's leg under the rope. That gets him kicked from ringside. The double Tyler driver to Finn, broken up by Priest. Priest goes for a double choke slam, which gets countered into a bop and bang, then into a double burning hammer. Hey, they bringing out burning hammers now by NCR for the 2 count. The finish comes when Priest hits a double South of Heaven choke slam to NCR, and Balor hits the coup de grace to Dunn for the 1, 2, 3. I put tag team wrestling for Flames. I loved it. I love good tag team wrestling. I just think it's great.
The Judgment Day had some nice exchanges, some very smart, timely tags. They used a lot of teamwork and offense that looked really good. I liked what they were doing. You could tell they spend time with each other. They know each other and they work off of each other pretty good. It was nice. That was not bad. But again, I don't think anything on this card is gonna blow you away or make you like, man, I would like to see that again. It's the best match of the night because a lot of the night was underwhelming. But I was hoping that they would lose the titles. I was going for the New Catch Republic. I like them. I think that I like their style. I just like the no nonsense, and I like the way they tag as well. So I was hoping they would win, but I should have known better than that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it was a match of the night for me. I give it a 4, just on the strength alone of how the match was structured. Now I will say, the tag team division may be on the upswing in WWE. You know, with DIY now, you got New Catch Republic and some of these other teams. You got the Creeds. It may be about to get ready to ramp up. Unfortunately, you got to get rid of some of these storylines first, and then payoff's going to be at WrestleMania. I hope that we can get the reset that we like desperately need. Not to say that Judgment Day ain't a good thing, because I mean obviously they are, but they don't need the titles, not right now. You know what I'm saying? If you was gonna get it off of them, this would have been the night to do it, and I would have been okay with it. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. We'll see what's gonna happen going forward with it. But hopefully, this we can get an actual tag division going after WrestleMania with whoever they face at WrestleMania and finally drop the title.
So
and hopefully make it hopefully unify them so all the tag divisions just could be one big thing. And we ain't got to worry, you know what I mean? But we'll see.
So, MD, you saw New Day versus Imperium for Monday?
I didn't see that. I watched segments of it. I didn't, but I heard it was great.
Oh, it was, oh my goodness, that was fantastic. So I agree with you 100%. The tag team division is on the upswing. They first got to get rid of the blue and red belt, though. They got to, and just make it one black wrestling belt and just be done with it. Oh, but I did have a note on this, and it's weird, I know. But if Venkat could talk about LA Knight's trunks, then I could talk about this. Why does Damian Priest wear that stupid top?
Yeah, yeah. He looked like a dominatrix. So then he got the eyeliner on. You know, I don't know what part of Puerto Rican heritage that is.
Whenever he takes it off, I'm like, man, now this dude look like a badass. I don't want to see this guy cashing in Money in the Bank wearing that.
I got nothing on that.
Like it's ridiculous. Like what, you know what it looks like? Those slimming belts that people wear. That's what it looks like. And by the way, Finn Balor broke his thumb in the match. So
Finn Balor breaks everything in the match. This guy is a friggin' idiot. The only idiot that's ever put out a shirt that said 14 staples. Like, really, dude, you are the one that was bleeding. That's not a point of bragging. Whatever.
Hey, that money he got from it, though. So next we had this segment. The only thing I got to say about this segment was Cody looking into the camera challenging The Rock. And The Rock will be at SmackDown this Friday to answer him. So you are getting, well, I don't know, because did you guys see the commercial before this? They did the commercial of Rock and Roman and Cody and Seth like walking up to each other, like, you know, like that was going to be the match coming up. So it looks to me like they're heading towards a tag match, but for Cody to then turn around and challenge Rock to a one-on-one, when is it happening? Shout out to the person over on Facebook watching. We are available on Facebook. Please be sure to like the page called Welcome to the Society. So yeah, but this segment was a throwaway segment. They shouldn't even have had it. It was just a way to get the fans to sing Cody's song, which they did.
And Seth Rollins' song.
And Seth Rollins, yes. I don't know, Seth Rollins and his ridiculous wear and the stupid glasses with the 3 lenses looking like John Lennon. I mean, whatever. They're over.
One thing I want to say about that, too, so you know with that press conference, you got The Rock out there, you got Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes always looked like $1 million. And you got Roman Reigns, who's like the dominating champion right now. So you got all these big, heavy hitters in the room. And then Seth Rollins comes in dressed in, and immediately he looks like the cartoon character, the guy that you shouldn't take seriously. And then when you think about what Roman Reigns was saying about his title and him in general, he did himself a big disservice right there. He should have dressed a little bit better, maybe a suit or something, because this is not playtime. It's like business time. Just wanted to say that. I didn't get to talk about that.
I agree. I mean, his outfits on a weekly basis are terrible. Terrible.
I mean, it's funny as hell. Don't get me wrong, but like, it was very out of place in that environment. He should have known better than to do that. That's not the time to do that.
MD, you had anything on the segment?
I mean, it was filler. You know what I mean? Ultimately it was a situation to put Grayson Waller on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole situation with Cody and Rock, it don't make sense to me at all. You know what I mean? You don't have another premium live event. The Rock wasn't there. The only time that you're gonna have this match would be night 1 at WrestleMania. So you're gonna have, like, I remember your point, having a tag team. Roman's not wrestling twice. You can cancel that. It's going to be Cody versus Rock.
He should.
It's not happening.
But if you're I mean, Roman Reigns probably defended the title less than the amount of fingers I have on one hand last year. And for the whole year, I don't believe he's wrestled 10 matches.
Yeah, let me look it up because I say 10.
He did not defend it 10 times. WrestleMania 39, that was he had like 3 title defenses at that point. He didn't defend the title again until SummerSlam, which was pretty much almost the end of the year. So that was like 5-6 months of nothing. He was involved in tag team matches and he was involved in talking. But that was it. So after that, LA Knight, he ended the year with LA Knight defending that title. So I mean, he has less than 5.
4 times.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
And it's going to be one because he's
wow.
It's going to be the main event night 2.
So
Rock
for
Cody will be main event
Roman
night
Reigns,
1.
of all the champions in the past, because remember Bret Hart's wrestled once, twice. Sting has wrestled like 2-3 times in one pay-per-view. This is not a new thing. Ric Flair, these guys have all done this in the same night. We're telling a guy that doesn't wrestle at all, hey, you got to wrestle one night and then the next night. I don't think that's a stretch. I don't think that's a lot to ask for. And that's the only way they could right the wrongs of how they've handled this situation. So I think that's what they have to do. Have Roman and Rock wrestle so you get what you wanted. I know that's what I wanted. And then just say, hey, the winner gets Cody, and have Rock beat Roman, and then Cody and Roman in night 2. How much excitement will that be?
Venkat, it's not happening. It's just not happening.
I'm still mad at Venkat thinking The Rock can go. That's what's got me.
I don't know why we underestimating The Rock. I just don't know why.
Again, Cody will wrestle twice. Roman will not. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I can definitely see Cody and Rock night 1, and then Cody and Roman night 2. That's probably like Rock is not. You know, the more and more I thought about it, because we talked a little bit about it last week. The more and more I thought about it, The Rock is not wrestling on Raw, SmackDown. It's not happening. It's just not happening. I don't care if it's Barclays. It don't matter. It ain't happening. It's Raw. So, you know, it's going to be WrestleMania.
Well, it's disappointing.
It's
disappointing.
That's what it's going to be.
So there's about 6 Raws and 6 SmackDowns before Mania. You don't think that they would just shoehorn that match in there? Or okay. Do you think they would shoehorn the tag match in there?
Nope.
I don't think Raw. I don't think now if they do it, it's going to be some shenanigans going on. It's not going to be like a match if they do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, and that'll take away from the whole point of the whole situation. You know what I mean? So again, if you plan on having an actual match involving The Rock, it's not going to be on Raw, SmackDown. It'll be night 1 WrestleMania. You know what I mean? And then that'll give you further explanation on what's going to happen, because like I said, at the end of the day, some form of fashion, Rock is going to turn on Roman. That's a given pretty much. So that'll give you a further incentive in progressing the storyline for night 2.
Going back to this Grayson Waller show, whatever, this segment. That segment was just didn't make any sense about anything. It was kind of useless to have. I know they needed to buy some time and do something and just have them show up, but it really didn't help anything. Well, because in between the matches they want to have some kind of a breather or whatever, I guess. So, but a lot of what was being said, a lot of what was being spoken about, Like they act like it was new revelations when a week prior, Seth Rollins and Cody had this conversation. They already talked about it. Like, I'll be watching your back and all this other stuff. Like, I literally saw this a week ago. You talked about this in front of Cody Rhodes. He said about how he would protect him or watch him, and you need a shield and all. You did this already, so it didn't make any sense.
Seth Rollins shouldn't have even been a part of this segment. I'm tired of seeing Seth Rollins involved in stuff with Cody. Like to be honest, you know what I mean? But now hopefully that's over with because we got a winner of Elimination Chambers. So hopefully I ain't got to deal well.
Well, you do because they got the tag match that they wanted.
Yeah. You're right. So he said he
But
had Cody
are they
back.
doing the tag match? Because on Raw, they kind of pivoted from it. It's like Seth's like, okay, now I know who's going to wrestle me. So now I got to focus on this.
They'll probably go back to it after WrestleMania.
All the heat will be gone then. You don't want. I don't know.
Yeah,
they have no idea. This is lazy booking here. The classic WWE. They ain't gonna. They don't know what they're doing with it. This whole bloodline storyline. None of this crap was envisioned. You think Triple H is like, oh yeah, it's 2021. Yeah, I have this whole idea. I'm gonna have The Rock come in. Yeah, none of this. They doing this at the seat of their pants right now, and it's blatantly obvious.
Oh, I thought you were still going. Oh, all right. Yeah, I didn't. The only thing I caught from this was when Cody said he challenged The Rock, because that made my ears perk up. Because then I'm like, okay, would they do this at Mania or would they do this on a SmackDown? Because
they shouldn't even have brought this up.
I haven't looked at the ratings, but I heard that the ratings on SmackDown are always good. So, but they said the SmackDown ratings have been like through the roof lately. But I mean, compared to everything else, that's just what it is. So, all right. So you got what they call this, the penultimate match. You do have the men's elimination chamber. You got KO, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Los Angeles Knight. All right, you guys, because I got a lot of notes on this, so you guys go ahead and give your thoughts on it, and then I'll wrap it up.
I'll just say really quickly, I'm happy McIntyre won here. I mean, it had to happen. I don't know why we have to have that cage door open and then somebody comes in yet again. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't know why we need to do that. There's really no need for that. The match itself, I'm just happy McIntyre won. That's all I'm saying. The match itself wasn't like the greatest thing, but it wasn't horrible. It was just there. I mean, this is the theme of the night. It was just there. But at least, unlike the women's elimination chamber match, the winner of this, I think, had to happen, and it's just a better move. I question the result of the women's. Go to MD.
Yeah, so pretty much everything that I said was going to happen in this match happened. It just happened like in the wrong order or to the wrong people. I said some type of way AJ Styles was going to like involve himself in the match. He just did it to the wrong person. He did it to LA Knight. LA Knight and AJ Styles does nothing for me at WrestleMania at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
I was thinking that AJ Styles was going to come in and do something to Randy Orton, which is a more intriguing match.
Yeah.
It looks like they're setting up Randy Orton and Logan Paul. Again, that does nothing for me. Randy Orton does not need the United States title at all. I don't want to see that match. And it's crazy. The showcase of the Immortals and pretty much LA Knight's luster is going to be flushed down the toilet at WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
You don't think he's going to win the match?
It doesn't matter if he wins or loses. What is it going to do to bolster his character?
Yeah.
Not a damn thing. LA Knight needs a title. He needed that United States title. So pretty much the thrill is gone with LA Knight. You can cancel it. It's over with. Back down to the lower mid card you go. That's just what it is.
What if McIntyre wins the World Heavyweight title and then LA Knight beats McIntyre?
When is that
down the
happen?
road? Down the road.
LA Knight is a SmackDown. Well, you're gonna have to
down the road. Yeah.
I mean, so basically you're gonna have to build him back up again. Because where does he go after facing AJ Styles at WrestleMania? Like that don't make no sense to me at all. Randy Orton and Logan Paul makes no sense to me at all. Like so I can't get with that. I don't understand why they did that at all. But the right person won. The promo Drew McIntyre cut on Raw, phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal. He said the doctor told him he had a busted eardrum, and he won't be able to compete. Why you can't compete with a busted eardrum? I don't know, but it was funny nonetheless. And he said, "Who do you think I am, CM Punk?" He said, "There's no chance in hell I'm going to miss WrestleMania." Drew is over. He is the top heel on, like, after WrestleMania, especially after WrestleMania. He's gonna be the top heel. No doubt about it. And they're gonna give him what he wants. They're gonna give him a new contract, and all's gonna be well with the world. You know what I mean? As it should be. So yeah, the right person won. I just don't like the way they set up these matches for WrestleMania. They don't make sense at all.
But every year we say this. Every
and poor Kevin Owens, he just out with his ass in the wind. I don't know what they're gonna do with Kevin Owens.
So what about Austin Theory? Like Nurbaum is saying here, it's kind of sucks because Austin Theory on TV is unlikable, but I like Austin Theory. When I saw that documentary, just showing his real life, I like that. But like it just seems like Austin Theory is just there to be hit and punched on, and looked like an insignificant player in the whole scheme of things. So I don't know. I mean, and then like The Rock embarrassed him verbally and then hit him when he came back from the football thing or whatever. Now he goes to the Grayson Waller show, and now he does Rock's gimmick. Like, why would he do that? It just makes him look so weak. So I don't think there's any point there.
Why was he there in the first place? I get him and Grayson Waller, got this little thing. Why was he there in the first? He didn't need to be there.
I don't know.
What I mean? And then Grayson Waller, like I'm assuming that they're setting up something with him and Waller. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because Grayson Waller just stood idly by and let it happen. So I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, that's another guy. Yeah, his career is pretty. But to me, Austin Theory is a victim of circumstance. Because he was a Vince guy.
Yeah.
And then now that Vince is gone, they ain't got nothing for him to do. But stuff like that.
Does he need to go to AEW?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It just sucks, man, because I think he could be used better than this. I mean, they just buried him.
Well, no. Again, victim of circumstance. Go ahead, Trail.
I'm looking at this guy, Shane Taylor, and what he has on is got to be the most ridiculous thing in the world.
That's crazy. They could sign Shane Taylor, but not Willie Mack. I would have signed Willie. Like what? Well, maybe Willie Mack though, because he an MLW guy, so maybe he wasn't available.
Man, this guy, they might probably have to put him in a potato sack or something. So,
well, hold on, Trevor. A year ago, you were like high on Austin Theory.
I still am high on.
You predicted he would be the world champion.
I still am high on Austin Theory. You ever heard me say anything negative about him? He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
If you say that Swerve can wait, This is a guy that can wait. They don't need to be pushing him to the moon for anything right now. He's 24. I think Austin Theory is great, and in person, the guy looks fantastic. Like he looks like Bill the wrestler. The stink on him, like MD said, is he's a Vince McMahon guy. Vince loves those type of guys, and Austin Theory is going to be that dude. I mean, you trying to send him to AEW? You mean the same place that Miro is? You mean the same place that Malachi Black is? You mean the same place that just name any other wrestler that thought the grass was greener? Like, what are they going to do with them over there? It's funny to hear y'all talk like everybody can't be on top. Like everybody's not going to get the top spot. They not. Some people got to wait. When you have a roster of over 200 wrestlers, somebody has to sit down and wait. That's just how it is.
But there's a difference between the top guy and the guy that's just jobbing for the sake of jobbing. And he's being promoted right now as a buffoon. Every time he gets on TV, it's not good for him.
Yeah, I don't see that. The guy's 24, and like I said,
I mean that Rock segment when Rock came back and did what he did to him.
Rock did that to the New Day. Like, I mean, that's Rock. Rock treats everybody like that. That's the Rock.
So then Seth Rollins and Cody and what they just did to him in that segment on the Elimination Chamber, that doesn't help him.
I don't know. I mean, we watch wrestling totally different because it's funny. A guy like that, you want them to push right now, but
I'm not saying push.
I'm just to wait. Like, that's what I don't understand. I really don't understand.
What I'm saying is, why not utilize this guy to just be in some good matches? Even if you win, lose, or draw, why does he have to be embarrassed like that all the time? I don't know. I just don't think they're doing anything with him.
To do what though? What was his best match you ever seen him in? Let's start there.
Just saying, you could make him be in matches that are more meaningful instead of those moments. I would rather him lose in a good match than be in these bad skits that make him look foolish. I don't think that helps his situation.
I guess the guy is on the main roster because of COVID. He was in NXT. They needed somebody to wrestle for the tag title, so they made a makeshift team with him and I think it was him and Angel Garza, because the people who were supposed to wrestle for the tag titles didn't want to wrestle through COVID. Vince fell in love with him. That's why he's still on the main roster. He wasn't even supposed to be on the main roster. That's what I'm saying. Like, they had him. He was a champion of a now defunct indie promotion that WWE bought and let them run pay-per-views on the network and wrestle NXT talent. He was a guy that they were going to hide for a couple of years, like they did John Cena, like they did Batista, like they did Brock Lesnar, like they did Randy Orton. The guy's 24 years old. That's all I'm saying. Like, why push him to the moon? Why push him to the moon? Like, if you could tell me in the same breath that Cody Rhodes needs to wait a whole nother year before he can get the title, then this guy ruined him putting him against John Cena. They should have never put him in that spot because John Cena don't do nothing good.
See, that's another negative for Theory. And nobody's saying push anything to the moon. Push me to the parking lot, for God's sakes. I'm just saying, nobody's saying anything about the moon. I don't know where the moon came in. I'm just saying, why would you have this young talent be constantly seen on TV? Huh?
That's what Vince did.
I don't think Vince was having him job like this.
No, I'm saying Vince. You talking about push to the moon? That's what Vince literally was doing.
Well, yeah, he did that. I'm not talking about that right now. And right now, he is not getting pushed to anything. But what I'm saying is, there's a difference between pushing and there's a difference between just having him just overly be embarrassed. Like, for that, just have him not be on TV instead of him being seen in such a bad way, because that may be a hard thing to overcome. Over a period of time, if you condition the audience constantly seeing him be a buffoon, constantly losing and constantly being mocked, it may stick with him. Only certain wrestlers can overcome those kind of imagery. I'm just saying, it's just a weird thing to do to a young up and coming talent. That's all I'm saying.
You know who the most over guy in WWE is right now? The
All right,
guy
Truth.
the guy that played Stardust a couple years ago.
All right, Truth.
So just, I mean, like, what are you talking about? It's wrestling. It's wrestling. You could go from an overnight celeb. You can go from a bum to Daniel Bryan.
That's not the same.
Was a bum.
That's not the same. Freaking Cody Rhodes left the organization, founded another organization off the popularity of what he did there with the indies and all that work he did. People saw that. He came back, created excitement. That's what happened. Theory isn't doing that. Theory is stuck in WWE right now.
Drew McIntyre was playing air guitar in 3-man band. I mean, you want to keep going?
Yo, Lord.
You want to keep going? I mean, you want to keep going? The guy is 24 years old. If he was 34, then I think you'd probably have an argument. Randy Orton had to eat crap. Randy Orton, I remember being on TV where Vince McMahon telling him, I can't do the voice. Like, my God, what happened to you? Look how skinny you are. Like, just trashing the guy. I mean, it worked out pretty good for him. I mean, it worked out pretty good for him. Brock Lesnar, they wanted to give Brock Lesnar a gay hairdresser gimmick, and he was going to do it. Like, it happens. Everybody it's wrestling. It's wrestling. It happens.
There you go.
I don't understand. Like, the hill that you dying on is Austin Theory. When Kevin Owens ain't gonna have a match at WrestleMania, like, you dying on the Austin Theory hill? That's crazy. KO is the one that's like, we should be like, damn, what happened? That man main evented WrestleMania last year. The year before that, he main evented with Stone Cold. Now he may not even have a match. And he's in his mid-30s. Like, them the type of guys I'm worried about. I don't care about these young guys that's doing their thing now, because in a couple of years, they're gonna be the next crop of guys that we talking about, like, oh man, he's not defending his belt or whatever. I can't believe you so old school wrestling fan and you don't see this. Like, this happened in WCW all the time. All the time. The one person they didn't, that was young, that they pushed right to the moon right away, was like Sting and Goldberg. DDP had to eat crap. Everybody. Like, I watch documentaries now where Alex Wright, Das Wonderkind, came in at 19 years old, and all the stuff that he says in his interviews, how bad they did him and all the booking and stuff like that. But he got it. That's just what they do. Man, Austin Theory, man. Good Lord. The man gonna be the best. And even if he leaves, okay, if he leaves, he'll be back. They all come back. Everybody comes back. They all come back.
Austin Theory might be the Das Wonderkind of WWE, because that's not a good look.
If he start dancing, then we revisit it. But the guy is all right, man. Like I said, when you see him in person, you get it. Like, you'll be like, okay, the guy is all right. He gonna be all right. Damn, now I ain't got no voice to go over my recap. Wow. All right. Ugh, man, this is a lot. All right. So the men's oh no, because I criticize people when they I hate when people cough into the mic and crap like that. All right, so this is what I had on the and I will say, MD made me go back and watch the Nia and Rhea match, so I can't wait till we get to that. But my recap of the men's Royal Rumble, not Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. Like I said, we all watch wrestling different. So KO was the first one, Bobby Lashley, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight started it. A lot of brawling at the beginning. The thing about these type of matches that I don't really like is you got to wait so long before anything really happens. Even though you can get a pinfall before everybody comes in, it never happens. Loud CM Punk chants during chanted towards Drew. LA Knight smashed Drew's hand against KO's head against KO's pod, and KO was smashing the pod simultaneously. That looked funny. KO is next in the chamber. He comes in attacking both men. KO delivers a choke slam to LA Knight. The crowd starts to count down for some reason. The reason KO hit the choke slam is because he did a Make-A-Wish earlier, and the kid asked him if he could do a choke slam, so he did it in the match.
Hey, real quick, Trev. You know why the crowd was confused? It was because the ones in the countdown were damn Slim Jims, and they didn't know what the hell was going on. So if you notice in the countdown, it will be like the 10. It'll be like a Slim Jim and a 0.
Oh,
yeah. So the crowd got confused. They didn't know what the hell was going on. But the ones were the damn Slim Jim sticks.
And was
so they caught on to it later on.
Was y'all screen blacking out at some times during that show?
Yeah, mine did that. Yeah.
Okay, so
what do you mean blacking out?
Like the screen would just go black, but you could still hear the.
Well, I noticed in the match, they were like blackface, like a shadow or something.
A lot of that too. I don't know what the hell was causing.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. Like, why is that happening? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought something was wrong with my TV. Like, when the color is going out, it'll start doing that. KO delivers a choke slam to LA Knight. KO hits a frog splash to Drew for the 2. KO hits a code breaker to 2. Okay, I made sure to note this. There's a lot of Chris Jericho references on this show. They don't normally do that. And they reference him in the women's match and this one. So Drew hits an ugly top rope crossbody on KO and Knight. Bobby Lashley is in next, and the crowd chants his name. Bobby drives Drew into the cage outside. There go another guy we need to be worried about what's going on with him. Bobby hits Drew with a great dominator for a 2 count. Randy Orton is in the chamber next, hits KO with a draping DDT and starts selling his back. Randy Orton's selling is phenomenal. I thought something was wrong with him for real. Lashley cuts LA Knight in half with a spear. LA Knight hits Drew with a DDT on the chamber floor. Orton hits LA Knight with a suplex and immediately sells his back. Logan Paul is in next, and KO meets him in the pod and lays a beat down on him. Logan fights back and KO rams Logan's head into the fence. Lashley delivers 2 spears through the chamber pods on KO and Logan. That looked good. It sounded good too. And I got in parentheses, there's a lot of bleeping out the audio, because you could see Bobby was cussing a lot. Drew hits Bobby with a claymore on the chamber floor. LA Knight and Lashley are exchanging in the ring, and out of nowhere comes Drew with another claymore for the 1, 2, 3. Lashley is eliminated. Wasn't a big fan of that, but it is what it is. LA Knight hits Drew with a superplex. The RKO is countered with a blunt force trauma that he did not hit well at all. LA Knight hits the blunt force trauma on Drew and goes for the pin. He didn't hit any of them good. When the cage doors open, this allows AJ Styles to come in and destroy LA Knight with chair shots. To Venkat's point, you can't keep doing that every year. And then what was really funny, they said that this was like the 24th chamber match. I didn't know they had so many. Styles clash on the chair. Drew picks up the scraps and covers LA Knight. KO delivers cannonballs to Drew and Orton, then hits a swanton to Randy for a 2 count. Orton lands the RKO on KO for the 1, 2, 3. The final 3 are Orton, Drew, and Logan. Randy's been selling his back the entire match. Just great storytelling. Drew hits Orton with a Glasgow kiss. Logan Paul comes flying in out of nowhere with the crossbody off the top of the pod. Logan gets his brass knuckles, and Orton that was a great shot. Logan is standing there with the brass knuckles pumping up, and out of nowhere, Orton just comes into the frame, delivers the RKO for the 1, 2, 3. It's down to Randy, but you look to the left, you notice Logan Paul isn't out of the cage. He's like literally just laying there. It's down to Randy and Drew. Both men struggle to get to their feet. Orton hits a draping DDT and goes for the RKO. Drew counters with a spine buster and sets up for the Claymore, but Orton collapses because of the back. Drew pounces on his prey, and Orton with the sickest RKO out of nowhere. Then boom, Logan Paul drills Randy with the knuckles. Drew rolls Randy over for the 1-2-3. I got 4 stars, 4 flames on this. Unlike y'all, I thought this match was fantastic. I'm not gonna put it in my match of the year, but I thought that this match was great. Unlike the ladies match, which was Botch City Fest, even though the ladies match did have its spots, the ladies match was more spot heavy. This told more of a story. I love storytelling in wrestling. I just thought this match was great. Randy Orton is the man, but I agree with y'all. Randy Orton shouldn't be wrestling Logan Paul. Logan Paul and LA Knight should be wrestling for the title. It should be Randy Orton and AJ Styles. If you're gonna put Randy Orton against anybody, it should be Randy Orton and AJ Styles. That should be the match. But I thought the match was great. I just love and Drew, the right man, won. I mean, Drew McIntyre, my goodness, Drew right now has surpassed Gunther for me. And y'all know Gunther, my favorite wrestler, but Drew, his work so far this year has just been outstanding. Just tremendous.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I can't. I'm not gonna give it a 4 just because. I mean, I guess my biases of what I thought was gonna happen versus what happened. You know, it was an okay match. I'm gonna give it a 3. I ain't gonna give it a 4.
Oh, you know what I forgot in the ladies match? Raquel's spot was supposed to be Jade, but they didn't want Jade to lose in that match. That's why they gave it to Raquel. And speaking of people who were supposed to be on the card, Bronson Reed was also supposed to be challenging Seth Rollins on this card. But Bronson Reed had a baby. Hey, just like me, his baby was born a couple months early, so they gave him the time off so he could be at home with his family. But after the show, he did, because he's from Australia. But after the show, he did tweet that he was supposed to be there. It absolutely was him versus Seth for the title, but everything happened with the with his child. So hey, your family come first. But yeah, I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4, man. I thought that match was great. Then so Triple H comes out next, and Triple H, I think at this point, is just loving the fact that he's not Vince McMahon and everybody just loves him. He comes out to give the attendance, which has never happened. They always just give it to the ring announcer to announce it. The whole night, the whole press conference, they've been saying 40,000, 40,000, 40,000. Then at the show, they're like, oh, over 50,000, over 50,000. Triple H comes out and announces 52,590. The place was packed. I don't know what it holds. They could be making it up. The only thing I'd say, WrestleTix verified this. WrestleTix said that it was well over 50,000. And WrestleTix is who I go to for my ticket information. So I'll take what they say. It was a lot of people in there. There was no empty seats in that building. But that was the attendance that they said. So I don't know. I'm not gonna argue with them on that, just because WrestleTix verified it, and WrestleTix been dead on with what they say. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll say this again. The stadium looked great. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna front on that. To me, we talking about the Elimination Chamber. I understand it's a special occasion because it's in Perth. I get it. To me, Elimination Chamber should not be a stadium show. I mean, they could have did Elimination Chamber. I'm pretty sure they got an arena somewhere in Australia. They could have did this in. It's sold out, so hell, who am I? You know what I mean? I ain't nothing really I can say about it. Just to me, I think it takes away from the Big Four and the spectacle those supposed to be. So
Yep.
hell, at this rate, all of them should be in stadiums. Then every single PLA you do should be in a stadium or some super arena. Because I mean, what are we doing at it? Does the Big Four not mean anything no more? I'm just saying.
The viewing of this had to be terrible if you were there live. Because
Yeah,
I've been to
the floor seats look horrible.
I've been to a Hell in a Cell before, and it is not easy to watch. Like I've been to 2 Hell in a Cells and a cage and just a regular cage match with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. It is not easy to watch. And for the Hell in the Cells, I was in the 300 level, so I was on top of the cell. So you should be able to have the better view. It is not easy to look at, man, because you got the bars and it does not look good. I'd hate to have been on that floor seat trying to watch this. Oh man, I bet those people were watching that monitor the whole night.
Yeah, so yeah, those floor seats to me, yeah, you can't see nothing unless you're watching the monitor. That but that's the thing about. I mean, WrestleMania has been like that forever now. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, it's about just the event in and of itself, which I get. But for Elimination Chamber, they could have did this in the arena, and it would have been just fine. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's sold out. So who am I?
I think this Perth is like an island though. Like so, it's an island because Australia is an island.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. So throughout the show, I felt like I was watching a video brochure of a vacation spot.
That's what they were doing. That's absolutely what they were doing.
I'm like, I don't want to see no other damn commercial telling me about some place in Australia. Get to the damn match, man. I don't want to see this. But it is what it is.
But they've been doing that though. Like lately, for all the PLEs, they will show like little footage of the area. They've been doing that.
Hey, I think they got that written in the contract now. But the tourism people that got them to bring the show over there, that was part of the deal. Like use it as a big advertisement tool because they kept making even like Nia Jax being so fantastic, saying that, oh, I was born in Australia. Y'all don't know that, but I wasn't. I had enough sense to be born in like Sydney. So saying that the Perth is just some like Perth is just some remote island of Australia, but they so they were crapping on Perth a lot. But it did seem like a brochure, just like for a timeshare or something. Tourism Australia was a spot. Yeah, their tourism department is who got it over, who got the show there. So all right, let's get to the main event. Man. Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley.
Missed opportunity.
No special entrance for Rhea, which I thought that they would give her a special entrance, but I guess they were like, hey, hometown girl, just feel it from the crowd. But again, it didn't sound like it should have sounded for me. I saw people cheering, but you couldn't hear it. Like the sound just was going up. And I know Stone Cold said one time he doesn't like doing stadium shows because the sound goes up. You can't hear anything. And me listening to it, I'm like, damn, this sounds like nobody's saying anything. But what do you guys have on this match? Venkat already saying missed opportunity.
I'll say to your point though, Trail. At that point, I don't think the crowd was that much enthused. If you noted, go back and watch Rhea Ripley's entrance. If you go back and watch Rhea Ripley's entrance, there was a couple of times when she was walking down the aisle where she was trying to pump the crowd up.
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe they were burnt out. I don't know how you be burnt out. It wasn't number 4 matches. That was the 4th match.
Yep.
But I don't know. Like maybe like they were like, okay, but it's a different place. It ain't the conventional like wrestling atmosphere. I don't know. But yeah, it was a couple of times when she was walking down the aisle, she was trying to get the crowd hype. So it may be a point to that, not just the crowd noise in itself. It may have been like they weren't like, I mean, of course it ramped up because they were going crazy for real, like during the match. I ain't saying that, they were just out of it. But she was trying to get them hyped. So I noticed that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I noticed she kept coming out, throwing up her arms. I'm like, don't throw your arms out like Sami Zayn did. And she was trying to hype them up though, because to me, it just seemed like I saw their mouths moving, but I just couldn't hear anything. I'm like, man, is it just because my TV isn't? I don't have my TV up because it's so early, or what? I don't know.
Yeah, this was swing and a miss. Nia Jax pretty much beat down Rhea Ripley for a considerable amount of the match. I don't know. I mean, I would think the better story would be get the upset here, create some shockwaves, and then, I don't know, go to a rematch or something, because I would rather see these two go at it or someone else go at it than Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. I mean, that match is not intriguing to me at all.
They did the John Cena. They did John Cena, Rhea Ripley. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
Yeah, especially with Nia Jax is like on a kind of a destructive hot streak right now. I call her the female Big Van Vader. I mean, like, you got to beef this image up of her, and you got to create a threat and a sense of like, oh my God, what will happen? To me, they just went through the motions here, and
John Cena and Big Show is what they did.
Yeah. It's just disappointing. What do you think, MD?
I agree. I was disappointed in this match, like wholeheartedly. Like I said, I understand Nia Jax beating the hell out of Rhea. I get it, but it's Rhea Ripley at the end of the day. We know that she's powerful. We know that. If anything, I was expecting something hard hitting, like all around, not the arena, but all around the ring. Look at the shot. I get it. You know what I mean? And yeah. She was on one that night. She was definitely on one that night. But I was expecting something hard hitting, like all over the ring. This should not have been a traditional in-ring match. It shouldn't have been. We know that the advantage is to Nia Jax as far as power. So why not equalize it in some form or fashion? You know what I mean? It should have been better than what it was. I'm disappointed in the match, and this was the match that I wanted to see, because I first and foremost, because I wanted to uplift Nia even in her loss. And even though she took most of the offense, I don't think that happened, because again, like Van Cat said, it was going through the motion. John Cena, Big Show, beat the hell out of her. Show moments, show the hope moments of the Riptide. Oh, I can't do it. And then finally at the end, you do the F5 / Riptide finally through a show of will. Yeah, that's not Rhea Ripley. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, they could have did this match way better than what it was. So I give it a 3.
So I gave this match a 3. I gave it 3 flames. But let me tell you why though. I loved everything about this match but the finish. And I never thought that Nia was gonna win. I said it would have been funny if Nia would have beat her at home. Like, that would have been fantastic, just because it
That's Nia's home too. So
just because well, she said she from Sydney, so it would have pissed everybody off. That's why I was rooting for chaos. I didn't like the fact that, well, let me go through this, because I didn't like the fact of, so Nia comes out to the ring, and I noticed, so again, I was taking notes through this. I said Nia comes to the ring, and I noticed the boos weren't that overwhelming. It just didn't sound like they had that vitriol for her. It could have been because they kept talking about how hot it was there. So I don't know. I was expecting her to get booed out of the building, but she didn't. Also, no special entrance for Rhea. I like that they kept it simple, though. I did like that. Rhea comes out on fire with the emotional charge, yes, she did, but Nia cuts her off and wrecks her. Nia with the senton that she laid in. That's one thing. Nia was laying that stuff in. Nia delivers the leg drop to the back of Rhea. Nia with the curb stomp to Rhea. Nia applies a stretch muffler to Rhea. So Nia hit Rhea with a senton, a leg drop to the back of the neck, a curb stomp. She hit her with a stretch muffler. The crowd chants "F you, Nia." Then I said, damn, Nia busts out the torture rack. Nia put her in a torture rack. I ain't seen a torture rack in forever. Rhea comes back with a few chops, but Nia cuts her off and delivers 2 power bombs. So for you, those of you keeping score, and then you're gonna see why I gave this what I gave it. Nia hit a senton, Nia hit a leg drop, Nia hit a curb stomp, Nia hit a stretch muffler, Nia hit 2 power bombs. Rhea delivers a top rope missile drop from a top rope missile drop kick for a 2 count. Rhea with some short arm clotheslines, but Nia counters with a Samoan drop. Now Nia hits her with a Samoan drop. Nia delivers a Samoan drop from the second rope. So almost an avalanche Samoan drop. And I put Rhea's really getting her ass kicked here. I'll be writing these notes. I'll show you them if you don't believe me. Rhea hits a frog splash, which did look good. I wrote, I can't ever remember.
That wasn't a frog splash. That was a lowdown. She hit the D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, she hit the D'Lo Brown because she put the arm. Yeah, because she put the arms all the way back. And I can't ever remember seeing her doing that. They fight outside, and Nia delivers a Samoan drop on the announce table, which didn't break. She didn't move the monitors. So Rhea's back hit directly on the edge of the monitor. Then Nia stands on a rolling chair. And all I'm saying is, oh my God, Nia's going to fall face down. Nia delivers an elbow drop. So you got a stretch muffler, torture rack, 2 power bombs, a senton, leg drop to the back of the neck, about 3 or 4 Samoan drops. Nia gets Rhea back in the ring and nails the Annihilator. So now the Annihilate, which I love the name of that. I didn't realize the wordplay. It's called Annihilate Her, which is the bonsai drop for the 2 count. All that damn offense. All that offense. And this is what I hated. Rhea hits Nia with a superplex. I call it a superplex. It wasn't a real superplex, but whatever. Hey, Nia's a big girl. She got her up. And I even wrote that was scary because she almost didn't get the full rotation. Nia was like, she was changing her mind at the end, like, hey, I ain't going over for this. And then Rhea hits the riptide for the 1, 2, 3, which wasn't even a good riptide. That is my issue with this match. I didn't think Nia was going to win. But if Rhea was going to win this match, then Rhea, you got to beat her with more than a weak-looking riptide. Nia is a 200-plus pound woman. One little middle-of-the-road riptide is not going to look as good as if you were doing this on Becky or Shayna Baszler, where you can get them all the way in the air and crash them. By the way, the riptide is not even a good finishing move. She needs to use her cloverleaf that she used on NXT. That's why I only gave this a 3. I loved to see Rhea get her ass kicked. I loved that because Nia was beating the hell out of her. Nia was laying it in. Nia didn't pull one punch. She didn't pull one annihilate her. She destroyed Rhea. But the fact that Rhea, all it took was one riptide. Like she was working the whole match for the riptide.
Doesn't even sound believable.
And it wasn't even a good-looking riptide. Who did she beat with an avalanche riptide? I think she beat Charlotte with an avalanche riptide.
Yeah, that was the Charlotte match.
That I would have believed. Had she, instead of going for that superplex, hit her with an avalanche riptide, then I would have been like, okay. That's why I only gave the match a 3. I gave them a 3 for the effort, just because Nia, this is the best match I've ever seen Nia in. And I've been a Nia Jax fan since her NXT days. I loved her match against Bayley. I loved her match against Asuka. But this is the most dominant I've ever seen her look. This is the best work-wise I've ever seen her look. Nia Jax, it was a star of this match. Hell, Nia Jax was the star of this night to me. But that 1 week Riptide should not have done it. And that was my whole problem. That's why when I went back and I watched this show, because I had this show rated at one thing, but I went back and watched it. And to me, the Women's Elimination Chamber match wasn't as bad as I initially had it. So that took my rating from a 3 to a 4. I give this show a 4. It could have been higher than that, but I didn't like the finish to the main event. I just don't like. Rhea needs another finishing move. That, especially if it's like who is it? I forget who it is. Somebody, but on bigger people, they pull out different offense. You can't beat everybody with, or she needs a finisher that just looks good on anybody. The Riptide ain't it. It doesn't work. It's like, use a leg lock. Deanna uses that arm bar, so that could work on anybody. You just got to do something different.
Or use a chair or a table. That's what I'm saying. It would have been more believable to me if, like, she would have put Nia through a table, or it would have been some type of blunder in the ring. This is the type of match that you needed to have that in. You know what I mean? This is the type of match. Like I said, to your point, an Avalanche Riptide would have been great as a finisher. You know what I'm saying? And you would have been in a better position to pull that off, because Nia could have went through with the momentum. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like, I think it was a point in the match actually where I think Nia was trying to get her for a Samoan drop, on the middle rope, and she tried to get it. Yeah, so it was. I mean, obviously y'all thought about it, but for whatever reason, you know what I mean. I guess you just said no. You know, it'll look better if you can actually get the weight up and hit it, but you barely got off the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to your point, you know what I mean. The finisher wasn't good at all.
MD, what makes it look worse is she hits her knees first.
Yeah.
So Rhea falls down on her knees first before her opponent hits the mat. It just makes it look worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
this match could have been way better. Go ahead, Vincat.
So I got 2 questions. Now that we had Nia Jax be looked at as this great, big, unstoppable monster, and even in the match, up until the match before the ending of the match, she looked like that monster. And now she just lost. Like, where does she go from here? And then the other thing is, why is Nia Jax not a member of the Bloodline? Why would you not want a dominating female right there with the Bloodline? Especially when she's legit in the Bloodline.
Oh my God, Eddie Kingston and these stupid chops. That's a good point. Oh my God, I can't stop looking at this.
So again, we all agree that Nia Jax got like 90% of the offense in the whole match. You know, I was for that. I was expecting that, but the way in which they did it versus how the match ended, to Treyl's point, diminishes everything that she did. This should have been like, if you were going to go that route. Like I said, we all knew that Rhea was going to win. Like that wasn't like a question. I was expecting it to be more of like a battle. You know what I'm saying? If we're looking at it logically, Rhea is a powerhouse, but I don't expect her to just be throwing Nia Jax all over the place. So how is she going to get Nia to stay down? Not from no damn one Riptide. That's not believable to me.
Right.
So I was expecting more of and they did some outside stuff like the stuff with Nia through the announce table, but that was Nia. That wasn't Rhea. You know what I'm saying? So it should have been basically a battle. It should have been a damn near John Moxley style match. Is what it should have been. You know what I mean? It should have been all over the place. It should have been chairs involved. It should have been weapons. All of that. That would have led me to believe that with the offense that Rhea was doing, even though it was minimal, it was enough to stop her. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting the John Cena. I wasn't expecting that. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they literally did John Cena Big Show. Literally.
I don't have no pushback to that. Like it literally, I listed all the offensive moves Nia Jax hit. Them moves would have took us out. And all it took Rhea to do was one riptide. She beat her with one riptide. Even Roman Reigns took like 3 spears to beat Cody. I mean, she beat her with one riptide.
You remember it in the beginning of the match, it was a point where Nia Jax had Rhea Ripley down and she was like grabbing her head and banging it. And her earlobe ring came out. I thought she had done ripped her earlobe. I was like, oh shit. Because she immediately grabbed her ear. I said, oh crap. Like Nia just ripped this lady earlobe off. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, she beat the hell out of Rhea Ripley, like literally.
And why is Nia not in the bloodline? Why would they not do that?
Yeah, they do need a woman over there. I mean,
just writes itself. It's like literally right there. That's a missed opportunity right there, man. And it would have been cool to debut it. You could even add her in right now. So you have Nia Jax standing there with Roman Reigns and with The Rock. Oh man. And if she would have won this title, she would have had that title with Roman having the title. And now the bloodline could try to get hot again. But that's not what they did.
They were saving that spot for Ava Raine, but it ain't working out so well.
Oh my goodness, please no.
Hey Trev, I gotta ask you before we go to the next segment. What did you think about on Raw the Imperium Judgment Day with Dom stepping up when they was talking about taking the Intercontinental title?
Oh, you know I love that. You know
Van Cat, did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Man, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch your head your head will fall. Yeah.
When Van Cat will lose his mind. Oh my goodness, he'll take his glasses off and throw them. When Damian Priest was like, we want all the gold, and I'm like, okay, Damian Priest versus Gunther, that's gonna be good. And Dom put that hand up and pushed him back and was like, no, I'll handle this. I'm like, yes. This is what I want.
Van Cat, you want to see Dom and Gunther at WrestleMania?
That'll be the shortest match in the history of matches.
hey, Dirty Dom versus Gunther, man. The heat.
Well, they're only doing that. They're only doing that because Gunther's replacing Brock Lesnar.
But they'll turn Gunther babyface quick with that one. Hey man, they highlighting Jericho a lot tonight, showing his old CMLL days. All right, so what do you guys give this? I gave it a 4. I still liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. I watched it twice, so I had to have liked it.
Yeah, I thought you said you gave it a 3.
No, I was gonna give it a 3 until I went back and watched it. And
you talking about the whole show or the main event?
Yeah, the whole show. Yeah.
The show, yeah. Yeah, the show I give it a 3.
Yeah, I felt like the women's Elimination Chamber, because I crapped on that big time, but I felt like that was much better than I thought when I went back and watched it.
Yeah, I'm borderline giving it a 2, but I'm gonna give it a 3, only because I can't legitimately say, "Oh, that was horrible." This isn't What's that horrible World's End? My God. That will always go in my mind as like the standard of trash. That's the bar right there. We just set that bar. So it's not that. So it has to be a 3.
All right. Well, there you have it. The Elimination Chamber 2024 review. And we will be back next week reviewing the AEW show. So there was another death. There was another death besides Virgil. And this is where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be here, but my voice is completely leaving me. I'm gonna let Venkat have at it. Just Venkat, just try not to say anything that we can't prove. That's all I'm gonna say. News broke. What was it yesterday? That Ole Anderson died. Yeah, Ole Anderson died, and there's a thing where we always try to say when people die, you're supposed to talk good about them and things like that. But when you know their history, you can't always do that. So Venkat gonna be in his full glory. MD, what was your thoughts on Ole Anderson? Oh, MD fell off.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Your icon that fell off real quick. What was your thoughts on Ole Anderson?
He was a racist. He was. I'm gonna just keep it real. Postpartum, it don't matter. He was a racist. He used nefarious means at times when it dealt with booking and things of that nature. But ultimately, I want to feel some type of empathy for him as in regards to what happened with Georgia Championship Wrestling and the whole black what is it called? Black Friday,
Black Saturday.
Yeah, Black Saturday, you know what I mean? So I want to show some type of empathy for him for that, but I it's hard for me to do. You know what I mean? But hey, so were the times in the 70s and early 80s and a lot of promotions at that time, you know what I mean? So he was a microcosm of a larger macrocosm of what backstage politics were for professional wrestling at that particular time. And that's why he excelled at it. You know what I'm saying? Again, before my time, but from me studying a lot of wrestling stuff, and I mean he was an integral part of the territories. I can't take that away. I can't take that away at all. You know what I mean? Going back to the Minnesota Wrecking Crew and what he did for the Horsemen and all that, I mean, he was part of that. So in that aspect, if we just talking about it solely from a wrestling background, he was instrumental in a lot of stuff when it came to territory wrestling. You know what I mean? So there's that.
But real quick, the first you bring up the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, that was actually the first wrestling I ever saw. Was the Minnesota Wrecking Crew against it could have been the Russians or something like that on Georgia Championship Wrestling when it used to come on like midnight on Sundays. That was so Ole Anderson was my first introduction to wrestling, not even Hulk Hogan. It was Ole Anderson, and I loved how those old NWA crowds were. With every punch, you'd hear the ooh, ooh, and the crowd would just erupt. So he was the first, but learning about him and everything that he did, I brought up the Rocky King, the way he treated him, calling him boy, he boyed him to death. That's when they brought Junkyard Dog back, and Ole Anderson was looking at him like, what? Like just degrading him. Ole Anderson, the best thing I remember from Ole was when they kicked Sting out of the Horsemen at that Clash of the Champions. I loved his line there. He's like, if we ever, Ric Flair, you're being too nice to him. Here's the deal. If you go talk to Jim Ross, do whatever you got to do to get out of this match. And if we ever see you again, you're not going to be that lucky. He was the voice of the Black Scorpion. Terrible, terrible, terrible gimmick. He was the voice of the Shockmaster when he fell through the wall. But that's about as best as I can say about him. everything you hear about him, when nobody has anything good to say about you, then I mean, like, what did you really do? The whole Black Saturday thing, hey, make more money, do better. Don't sell it, don't lose your money to Vince. Don't lose your promotion to Vince. That's all I can say. I can't feel no empathy for him when it comes to that. Just the way that he treated people, just the booking decisions and how they held black wrestlers back. He was a part of that culture. Like, all that was him. Calling Teddy Long peanut head and all that stuff. The way they used to treat Teddy Long. You listen to shoot interview after shoot interview. He never had anything good to say about like modern wrestlers. Just a curmudgeon man. And I know his health failed him and everything like that. He was 81, so he lived a pretty long life. But they always say if you ain't got nothing good to say about somebody, then don't say it. So this is where I'm gonna be quiet. Venkat, it's on you.
I ain't got much to say about Ole Anderson. I just think he's just straight trash, a human trash bag. You just listen to the stuff Teddy Long's said about him. He just would casually in the back just say N-word this, N-word that. I mean, he was just letting it fly freely. And, the booking decisions, you kind of wonder, like, why is this big jack black guy pretty much jobbing all the time? And you wonder why this was happening in the 80s and the 70s and, all these other time periods. And you wonder why certain people just seem to be better than what they are. And, you got white men in an imaginary sport making decisions. But in the sports that actually have to do with skill, talent, and technique, black people are always, you see them in a successful, triumphant light, except for the pre-scripted sport, which you can never get to see a champion that was black. And he was one of the main people. He's a person that you can identify as holding back. Thank God for Dusty Rhodes and others like that helped to champion and push, some black wrestlers into the position to be able to be successful in this. But Ole Anderson just represents the really bad aspects of professional wrestling. And he seems like just the guy that is like, it's my way or it's no way. And, that could work for a certain degree on certain things, but I don't think anybody, well, I know I'm, as a wrestling fan, not going to miss someone that's been a cancer. Now, did he contribute to things? Of course he did. I mean, there's a lot of bad things that have also contributed to good things. But overall, from point A to point Z, I don't think you could say this was a good man. Judging
Let me
by, go ahead.
No, I was going to just ask you a question real quick. Would the Horsemen been what they been without Ole Anderson, in your opinion?
I think the Horsemen were better without Ole Anderson.
Yes.
The Barry Windham incarnation, many other types without Ole Anderson, it was always better.
I'm not talking about from a talent aspect. I'm talking about from a booking aspect.
Yes.
Yeah.
You still say yes?
Yes.
Because I mean, because under Crockett, you had Dusty and Ole was on the booking committee, right?
Right.
Right. So yeah, I guess, like, what impact did he have as far as booking wise?
I'm sure he had some influence there, but I don't think that it wouldn't have been hard to see that the Horsemen were over in general. So I don't think that you had to be Ole Anderson to get those decisions made. I think other people would have been able to see it as well.
The Horsemen brought Ole Anderson up. Ole Anderson didn't.
Yes.
Ole Anderson didn't bring them up.
Yeah.
The Arn, Rick, Tully, and Luger was a much better. I mean, the Barry Windham one was the best to me, but that Luger over Oli was fantastic. Like so I get what you're saying though, as far as booking, he's probably the one that probably came up with the idea, like, hey, we're gonna form this stable, but
No,
man,
that's Arn Anderson all day. Arn Anderson came up with that.
well, Arn Anderson came up with a name. We don't know who actually just was the final deciding factor, like, hey, we're gonna put all these guys together. I mean, if we want to give them credit for that, then I guess we can give them credit for that. But
Yeah,
as far
because I've always heard that because all of them were individual champions at that time.
yes,
And I've always heard it was Oli's idea to put all the champions together in the stable.
but no, you know why he did that though. He did it because his star was diminishing, and he had to latch on. Is okay. You know what it was like, and I hate to say this because he's one of my favorites. You know why they put Evolution together, right? Because Triple H was kind of falling. So they needed to put a group around him to bring his star up. That's why they put Orton, Batista, and Flair with him. That's what this was. He saw that he wasn't doing nothing. Old, look at him. Like, old guy, he wasn't really getting it anymore. He saw Flair, he saw Tully, he saw Arn, and was like, hey, let's put these guys together so they could carry me. Because remember, he wasn't with them. Hey, every time you see the original iteration of the Horsemen, he's rarely there. And he was more of a mouthpiece until they brought J.J. Dillon in.
Right.
Right. He wasn't even in War Games '87. J.J. Dillon was.
Yeah, J.J. Dillon was in the War Games. That's what I'm saying. Like he literally was the guy that surrounded himself with the guys.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, even after those subsequent years, you don't really hear Flair or Arn or anybody like bring him up, or whenever they say, "Let's get the Horsemen back together," they immediately go. They talk about Barry. When they talk about other people, they never really bring up Oli.
Well, I was mentioning, Venkat, how when the Horsemen got inducted into the Hall of Fame, they did the Barry Windham version of the Horsemen. They didn't induct him because they didn't like he's literally just been like what they say, persona non grata. Like he just nobody wanted to deal with him because he was just a curmudgeon old guy that just hated everything. It just didn't work.
That's a hell of a legacy.
He did wish death upon Vince. You know what I mean? So I don't think that would have worked, but you know what I mean? So yeah. I don't think now that's one person I would have never saw making amends with Vince McMahon is Oli. He literally took that to his grave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he I don't know, man. To me, like you got some wrestlers. Like if you ask that question and you say, "Hey, would the wrestling business be the same without Dusty?" Absolutely not. Never happened. But this guy, I mean, like it would have just been.
Yeah, like what's his contribution? What match types?
The Black Scorpion.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, who did he help bring up and get over and pioneer? What matches did he pioneer? What types of situations did he make? What storylines is he noted for contributing with? He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that at all. Like, he wasn't making people around him better. He was just hanging out with the better people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sorry. I mean, man.
Sorry, not sorry. This guy is a human trash bag. And that's what it is. That's what life is, man. You live a life, you do some heinous stuff, and then when it's the end, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm about to die. I don't give a goddamn. You had a whole lifetime to show who you are as a person. So every day you get up, that's 24 hours. Every day you on that bull. So you kept reinforcing, nope, I'm trash. So you're gone, and I'm acknowledging the trash.
I mean, yeah, like I said, you know, I won't take his contributions away. Yeah, he is a piece of trash. You know, ain't no question about that. But I won't take his con. Like I said, Georgia Championship wrestling speak for itself. You know what I mean? And you know, he had a lot to do with that. You know what I mean?
But isn't that like Cowboy? Well, he's another racist too. I shouldn't even say that.
Cowboy Big Boy. But I mean, Oli was just before Black Saturday, Oli was the main booker though, right? In Georgia Championship Wrestling. Yeah, he was the main booker. So I mean, you know, like I said, I won't take his contributions away. It is what it is, but you know, that don't take away from the fact that he was an ultra racist. You know what I mean? He did a lot of politicking. And to y'all's point, he armed himself with the right people to make sure he got stuff done for him personally. So
you know what it's like, MD, Fabulous Moolah.
Perfect.
Like we could say like, oh, what she did for women's wrestling, blah 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 blah. But when you hear the stories of her taking the women's money and, you know, doing all type of nefarious stuff to them,
like running the whole house.
Yeah, you can't say I wasn't gonna say, but you can't then be like, oh yeah, but rest in peace. I say, like it don't work like that. It's like what good are people saying about Hitler unless you're, you know, Kanye? Like what? Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. At some point, stuff gotta matter. Like it can't be like everything's just glossed over. The things you do in this life, it matters. So if you want this, I mean, like when Donald Trump passed away, you think I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I have that on my calendar ready, waiting. All right. So I'm waiting for it. I mean, any day now. Just saying.
You can. Hey, I don't think you can end any better than that, man. All right, fellas, man. My throat is like completely killing me right now. Hey, Venkat, do you use just InShot, right, when you make your videos?
I use InShot and I use another program. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. I actually paid for it for a lifetime, so I have it. So I go between both because I like the transitions in that other one. So depends. It depends on what I'm doing.
Hey, you know what MD did to me yesterday. He just completely shut me down. It's all good though.
What do you mean?
I asked MD if he saw the video. He was like, "Yeah, I saw it." I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because I had to catch it on the replay, man. Yeah, I saw it though. Yeah. I would try to touch that.
I'm like, I know. I said, hey, I know it ain't no Venkat quality now. Come on, I ain't saying that, but man.
yeah, I saw that garbage. Yeah,
he like, yeah, I saw it. All right, mom. Yeah, speaking of these preachers, I'm like,
oh damn, my bad. Hey, speaking of that, man, when you get time, man, send me the format that you want to go with.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be standard. It's gonna be 5-minute opening, 15-minute presentation, 5-minute rebuttal, and 20-minute back and forth.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that'll work. Just so I can know how I can structure what. Hey, another thing, I need the link to the special thingamajigger. Whoever got it. And whoever listening, Bones, Mike, whoever got it.
Okay.
I need the link again because my phone updated and it knocked all my damn bookmarks out of my browser. So,
all right, yeah, I'll put it in the group before Sunday.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I can be set up for this weekend for Revolution.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Hey, because AEW, God forbid, they try to give you something affordable.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, fellas, I'm about to get out of here, man. My throat burning me, and plus I got a debate tomorrow, so I got to hear these guys.
Oh,
it's gonna be a long one. Because Reggie, I keep saying Reggie, because Stacy and Jeremy, they be bringing them scriptures, so this is gonna be a long one.
Yeah,
all right, y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, man.
TFP next week. We got to do reparations.
So you are doing
there it
okay.
is.
I thought you were going to do the Mitch McConnell.
We'll touch on him, but the main story will be reparations.
That'll work for me.
That's perfect. But MD, you wasn't on Man's on Mondays. You didn't hear me and Mike emphatically say.
No, I heard it. I told you I watched the replay. I heard it.
Oh, so you heard what we said about reparations?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, because you
talking about that's why you couldn't understand why these people talk about reparations, and just leave it alone. And I got the gist of what was said.
Yeah, you want to stimulate the government, just go and give everybody reparations.
Yeah,
because
it's gonna go right back, which I have no problem with.
They're gonna give it right back.
Hey, free will. I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah, they're gonna bring it right back. All right, man. Oh, Ricardo, Ricky, to ride for.
All right, y'all. I'm about to go get something to eat, man. I'll holler at y'all.
Yeah, I gotta go eat the rest of my Dutch pot, man. I'll holler.
All
right, peace. Oh man, man. Well, Straight Talk Society, there you have it. Another fantastic show, Wrestling with Reality. Hey man, I don't have my camera on because I look like how I sound right now. I need to go get some more medicine, go to sleep. Hopefully I'll be good by next week. Next week is my birthday. So God forbid I'm sick on my birthday, man. So y'all, thanks for tuning in. Everybody who came through, please make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe button. The channel memberships are open if you want to join the channel for just $8.99. Help support the vision, help support what we're doing over here, all this fantastic content. Go back and check out Tate Fist Politics from last night. Fantastic show. Right down my alley. The Religion of Politics. Great show. Come by tomorrow at 6 p.m. We do have a debate for you between the 2023 champion, Stacey Mobley, will be taking on Jeremy Dunbar. How do you scripturally take the Lord's Supper? That's going to be very, very, very interesting. So with all that being said, I'll leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Till tomorrow night, peace!
And the bitch slapped.
Now the whole world can acknowledge me.
You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep